Independence Bank in Detroit. That's the only black-owned bank based in the state of Michigan. As a minority depository institution, his bank focuses on helping underserved communities. With recent volatility in markets and turmoil in the Middle East, Kelly spoke to Bloomberg about what most concerns him as a leader in banking.
Looking at the geopolitical issues and what's happening worldwide is going to have a big impact across the board. The big issues that bankers are thinking about now is making sure that fraud is taken care of. Another issue that we're dealing with is the stablecoin issue there in Washington, D.C., making sure we do not have disintermediation associated with deposits so we can't lend in those local communities.
Kelly mentioned stablecoins. That's a new wrinkle that many banks are focusing on implementing in the near term. He's working to make sure that stablecoin regulations don't end up harming smaller community banks that service underserved communities. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
With the new MyLowe's Pro Rewards American Express card, earn 3 points per dollar spent on Lowe's qualifying purchases for the first 6 months after card account opening. Plus, save 5% every day on eligible purchases at Lowe's and earn points on eligible purchases everywhere else Amex is accepted. Card members get more at Lowe's. Subject to credit approval. 5% can't be combined with any other offer. Exclusions and restrictions apply. Points subject to loyalty terms at Lowe's.com/terms and credit reward terms at Synchrony.com/MLPRA-terms. Visit Lowe's.com/business credit.
Liberty Mutual customized this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
He steps to the mic with a boom, ping, ping. Wisdom sharper than a beast's fierce sting. Words like fireflies that light the night. He turns the dark into blazing bright. Boom, ping, ping, the truth takes wing. Milwaukee's voice, let the city sing. Boom, ping, ping, hear the freedom ring. Sherwin's the king, all the airwaves king. Shake the ground, unveils the truth where lies abound. Politics, justice, social streams. He molds the chaos into dreams. No silence here, just the sound of change. Boom, ping, ping, rearrange. Boom, ping, ping, the truth takes wing. Milwaukee's voice, let the city sing. Boom, ping, ping, hear the freedom ring. Sherwin's the king, all the airwaves king. Through the static, through the noise, he amplifies the people's voice. Boom, ping, ping, like a heartbeat's call. He's got the wisdom to break down walls. Yeah. Da, 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 da.
Good morning. Welcome to the program. Today is Thursday, May 7th, 2026. I would like to take you through roughly the last, 20-ish hours of my life because I saw and witnessed some things that were truly eye-opening, inspiring, encouraging, but also raised a lot of questions. Considering the job that I do, one of my professional obligations is to be generally curious and not to believe anything on initial inspection. There's always another story. I'm not going to say there's always a hidden agenda, but you have to be mindful of the world that we live in. And if somebody presents you something, an idea, an offer, an opportunity of any kind, and maybe it sounds really good to you, it's enticing, and they're telling you all the things that you want to hear, and they know how to push your buttons, and they know how to tease you and taunt you, you have to wonder, are there any other motives? And maybe there aren't any. Maybe it is legitimate. Maybe this person is for real. But I have an obligation to be curious when I see a news story. And whatever this news outlet is, if they have not shown, in my opinion, journalistic integrity to be curious about the story. Oh, they interviewed XYZ politician, and here are the answers. Did they go deeper? Did they ask the tough questions? Because we are the only ones that really get an opportunity to do that. You all may go to an event and you may see an elected official speak. You likely, being a member of the crowd or being at this event or a fundraiser, whatever it is, you may not have the opportunity to go in depth and ask really tough questions of this person that is in public office or is seeking your vote. So I take what I do very, very seriously to go deeper, to question everything. And initially, I don't believe anything. If I hear something or I see something, especially in these days and times, the amount that we have been lied to by the very top levels, the highest echelons of the federal government, and they can get away with it, meaning that every single level beneath them, lies are now the default setting. And I know that those lies, those falsehoods, and those untruths deceive the American people and get us to believe things that are factually inaccurate, and that may influence our voting behavior. So it's very troubling. But just understand how serious I take asking tough questions and not believing what is initially presented to me. I have to critically think about these things. And I've learned this over many, many years. People will lie to you first to see if they'll get away with it. Then when you press them, maybe, just maybe, you get a little bit closer to the truth. I believe it was, my days are so running together. Monday of this week, we interviewed Reverend Dr. Alex G. He's the CEO of the Center for Black Culture and Excellence in Madison, Wisconsin. And we had a great interview, great conversation about what the center is, what it's going to offer, what resources it's going to provide, not just to Dane County and Madison, but also just to African Americans writ large all over the state. And having it in Madison, while an interesting choice, because the African-American population, which this center is supposed to serve primarily, the black population in Madison, to give you some perspective, in all of Dane County now, and Dane County is a big county geographically, the entire African-American population in Dane County is roughly the size of half of one aldermanic district. That's the whole county. It's about 25,000 African-Americans in Dane County. An aldermanic district in the city of Milwaukee, in which we have 15. But an aldermanic district in the city of Milwaukee is between 52 and 57,000 people, meaning the entire African-American population in Madison and in Dane County, if you doubled it, it would be the equivalent of a single legislative district in the city of Milwaukee. So we had our conversation with Dr. Alex G., and we had met some years before. In fact, he was in Milwaukee. This must have been, buddy, what year is this, 26? Probably 2022. I was invited by my very good friend, former state representative, and now chief operating officer of the Center for Black Excellence and Culture, Jason Fields. And Jason said, hey, Sherwin, Reverend Dr. G is going to be in Milwaukee. We are going to go to a Bucks game. Why don't you join us? He wants to share with you and a few other people this idea he has to build essentially a monument, an Egyptian-style pyramid to African-American culture. And I'm like, I'm all for it. But initially, I believed that such a building, such an edifice to who we are as a people was going to be built in Milwaukee because, that's where the blacks are. And I remember Jason telling me, no, The renderings show a construction project that is going to be in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm like, curious. So I went to the game. They had a suite for us. They was trying to schmooze your boy. They was trying to get your boy on board. They also was trying to get some money out your boy because this was a major fundraising effort to construct a 37,000 square foot building. And I did post pictures on my various social media. I think I put them on the Hughes Views 414 Facebook group, which most of you that interact with this program on the daily are members of. So if you are a member of the group, the Hughes Views 414 Facebook group, you'll be able to see the pictures. I took, 20, 25 pictures. And then I may have posted it on my other Sherwin Hughes Facebook page, I think. I don't know. The last 18, 20 hours of my life have just been a whirlwind. So when we had our meeting in 2022 in the suite of a Bucks game, Dr. G is showing us these renderings of a building that were just overwhelming. The size, the shape, the innovative architecture, and then he's given us the rundown. So this is back in 2022 when I first heard about this center, the proposal to build this center. It's going to be Black-owned, operated, and run and managed, and we're going to have African-American contractors are going to do the building and the excavating and the windows and the doors and the carpentry, and we're going to have all of the Black people, all the contractors are going to have a role in building this. And I'm thinking to myself, this is fantastic. It's also incredibly ambitious because what Dr. G was presenting to me then in 2022, we could barely get any kind of support for in the city of Milwaukee. Some of you may remember, most of you probably do not, the way we had to fight to make sure that African-American men in particular had a stake in building the Fiserv Forum. And let me tell you why. Because to build the Fiserv Forum, they needed $250 million worth of state tax money. You know, that same money that we're complaining about that's not going to the schools, that's not filling the potholes, that is not providing better government services. So we borrowed money from everybody here in the state of Wisconsin to build the Fiserv Forum. Here's the trade-off for that. So fair enough, you need half or $250 million of taxpayer money to build the basketball arena, which from the beginning I was in favor of because I know how much additional tax revenue would be brought to Milwaukee by having the Milwaukee Bucks remain here and play in that arena, as opposed to them going to Seattle. And Seattle was convinced that we were going to botch the deal here in Milwaukee and that our Bucks were going to leave. They already had logos that they created for the Seattle Bucks. And man, did that make me angry. So, okay, fine. We'll give you the $250 million as the taxpayer's share to build the Fiserv Forum. And then I found something out. A large percentage at that time of African Americans had never been to a Bucks game. Blew my mind. But then when I thought about it, it is insanely expensive. If you want to get decent seats, a family of 4, mother, father, 2 kids. You want to get a couple of drinks, kids get a couple of sodas, some hot dogs, maybe the parents get a couple of beers, plus your tickets. You're lucky if you spend less than $250. It's extremely expensive. And so we had to be fair to all of the people whose tax dollars would be used to build the Fiserv Forum, but they have never been, and quite honestly, would never go to a Milwaukee Bucks game. So we mandated that a number of African-American contractors and subcontractors and businesses not only have a role in building the Fiserv Forum, we also dictated their wages need to be north of $20 an hour. But that took a tremendous amount of political lifting and legwork. What they were presenting for the Black Center for Culture and Excellence in Madison took what we did with the Fiserv Forum and put it on steroids. So as Reverend Dr. G is presenting all of this overwhelming information about this new Black Arts Cultural Center, quite honestly, he describes something that should be in Washington, D.C. It's of that magnitude. And here I'm thinking to myself, because remember, I'm a pessimist, because you know how many things I've heard from people over the years about they want to do this, and Sherwin, we're going to build this, and Sherwin, we're going to build housing, and Sherwin, we're going to create this, and we're going to have a new this, that, and the other for the Black community. For every 50 proposals and ideas that I hear about someone in this city wanting to do something for us. So every 50 proposals and ideas I hear, one thing gets built. I thought the exact same thing about the Black Center for Arts and Culture when I saw those renderings, these big old color drawings of this monstrosity of a building. And I think the renderings were of a building probably larger, because renderings always exaggerate things. So we had Dr. G on Monday. He was inviting everyone listening to this program to come to the grand opening of the center, because the renderings that I saw, I'd say 4 years ago, maybe a little bit more than 4 years ago, everything came to fruition. Pretty much as Reverend Dr. G described it and explained it in 2022. They did it. They raised the money, which I'll tell you about in a second. They hired the African-American builders and contractors and designers and engineers, and they built it. And I was not going to miss the grand opening for a facility dedicated to our culture and our excellence. Upon initial inspection of the idea 4+ years ago, I never thought it was going to get constructed. So you know that I was going to be there. I programmed the address into the Tesla, and after my show, we took off. I was probably 2 blocks away. Street was closed. I'm like, wait a minute, what? I'm not understanding why the street is closed. And I just see throngs of human beings. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together because for some reason, and this is a shame on me, I minimized and diminished how important this facility would be to not just Black people, but people from all over the state of Wisconsin. So I'm going to take a break, come back, explain to you what I saw once I maneuvered around and through a parking lot to get through a closed street so I could get even reasonably close to where the center was, because they were having their grand opening at 2 p.m. and I got there a little early. I got there at 1 p.m. because Sherwin Hughes is making the trip from Milwaukee. I don't do your regular average general admissions grand opening. I need a private tour. I was there from the beginning. The tour starts at 2 p.m. Yeah, for them it does. Not for I, said the fly. Not for me, said the bee. Take a break, come back, and I will share with you what I saw once I parked the vehicle. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's the 32nd annual Home Blow birthday party for the kids on Saturday, June 27th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. for kids ages 2 to 13 years old at the Fitzsimmons Boys and Girls Club in Metcalf School. Admission is absolutely free. Shout out to our presenting sponsor, Beta Philanthropies, Inc., and platinum sponsors, the Office of Early Childhood Initiative, Mighty Small Moments, the Brewers Community Foundation, Spectrum, and WestCare. If you'd like to be a sponsor for this year's party, email the Homer Blow Foundation at gmail.com or call 414-248-4954.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family and help out in your community. You've been there for so many others. But when life challenges you, when rising costs, unexpected repairs, medical bills, or simply a rough stretch make it hard to keep up on a limited or low income, you're not alone. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are here for you, working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. If you're struggling with high utility bills, facing a disconnect notice, or dealing with a furnace emergency and your limited or low income isn't enough, support is available. Visit www.heat.help or call 1-800-506-5596 to apply for a hand up.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
a great big Cadillac against the white walls, TV antennas in the back. You may not have
Welcome back to the program.
a car at all.
So I arrived in Madison yesterday. I got there quick. That traffic between Milwaukee and Madison moves very fast. So I arrived to the general facility. So the building itself is about 40,000 square feet. The entire campus is 50,000 square feet. This is a gigantic building. So I'm rounding the corner. I don't even know what damn street I was on. Somewhere in Madison. Madison to me is just an unusual place. It almost shouldn't exist. It shouldn't exist in Wisconsin. There's too much stuff in Madison considering how small of a town it is. So when the university is in session, essentially the city of Madison doubles in population. It's just a very unusual place. And I hate when I say this because I don't want you guys to look at me funny when I say this. Well, you look at me funny anyway. I wonder how the black people in Madison even got there. Like, what are you doing here, sir or madam? They're not known for the industries that attracted migratory black folk. Milwaukee is that kind of city. Chicago is that kind of city. Gary, Indiana, believe it or not, used to be that kind of city. Detroit, Michigan used to be that kind of city. Madison is not that kind of city. There's no major industry there that would attract us. So I don't even know how we got there. It also somewhat explains why the black populations there are very, very small. And it's really insular. It's just unusual. When I'm around black folks in Milwaukee, I feel like I know everyone, or I know your mother, your father, your cousin, somebody you went to school with, or we both know the same people that are in jail. Even though Milwaukee is much larger, the degrees of separation here in this city, if you're African American, especially if you're a black professional, are like 0 degrees of separation. We're in Madison. I'm like, I should know more of you, but I don't know any of you. So I get close to where the building is, and I just see this insane line of people. They blocked the street off. So it was a 2-way road, but it was only 1-way traffic because there were so many people that were in line. And the tour starts at 2 o'clock. I get there at 1, and there's a line like 2 blocks long. I think in one of the pictures I posted, you can see the line. There's a Burger King on the corner. The line stretched to the Burger King. So when you make that right turn at the stoplight, it looks like there's a bunch of people waiting in line to go to Burger King. And I'm thinking to myself, and shame on me again for this, I just have a lower level perception of black people in Madison. I'm like, oh, Burger King must be new to these Madison blacks. I pull around to what looks like a parking lot entrance, and there's a police officer directing traffic, and then I realize these people are here for the center. It's overwhelming. We don't have anything even remotely close to what they built in Madison and Milwaukee, and this is where the black people are. We're here. This is where the black money is. This is where the black income is. This is where the black homeowners are. Here, not there. Now remember, the whole black population in Dane County is half of one aldermanic district. So it just, things weren't clicking. So I parked the vehicle 87 miles away. I send a text message to a couple of other African-American dignitaries from Milwaukee that I knew were going to be in attendance. They met me outside. Former state representative Jason Fields, and I believe he's the COO or the CFO of the Center for Black Excellence and Culture in Madison. Now we all meet outside, and then Jason ushers me in. Immediately upon walking in, I am overwhelmed by the atrium and the ceilings and the colored glass and the pictures and the biographies and the framing of African-American art and culture. There's a whole art gallery. There's different rooms with different themes. There's 2 bars. There's a performance studio. There's a podcast area. There's a stage. They had a guy playing live music. They had different themed rooms. They had a deck, 2 decks over overlooking the view of Madison, and there's bars all over the place. I'm like, what on God's green is this? It looks like a 37,000 square foot exclusive black country club. It just made no sense. It cost $30 million to build, and the whole goddamn thing is paid for. There is no construction loan. And this was built in Madison, where the black population is the size of half of one legislative district in Milwaukee. How does that make sense? Sherwin, they need you in this room over here. Walk through this room, go through these glass doors, and you'll see an office. They need you in there. I said, who is they? I don't know any they. I'm in Madison. I don't know you people. What do you mean they need me? They're filming a damn documentary, and they have a part for me in the documentary. I didn't know that. I didn't know what to say, but I sounded good, though. I looked even better. When I worked in the state capitol under, am I losing my damn voice again? I think I am. I need to relax. Chill out on the screaming. So I've worked in that Capitol building for two different people. One was a previous Democratic governor. Another time I worked for a member of the Wisconsin state legislature. And there were some things that myself and other African-American staffers noticed working in Madison. There was no place for us to go. There wasn't an embracing African-American community in Madison, nor would you expect it to be, because there's only 25,000 black folks in the whole town. And some of them are kids, some of them are really old, some of them are poor, some of them are in jail. So there wasn't like a restaurant or a place or a space or a gathering space for the African-American staffers that worked in the Capitol. And at the time, probably 95% of the African-American people that worked in the state Capitol all lived in Milwaukee. So when we were done with the day's work, and sometimes the day's work wasn't done until 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. sometimes, and that's a long drive back. It's not particularly far, Milwaukee and Madison, but if you've been working for 16 hours, that drive can take forever. But there was no place for us to go and to be and to hang out and get good food and to fellowship with other African Americans in Madison. And so we drive back to Milwaukee. I wish such a place existed then, because the additional work that we could have gotten done and the additional strategy that we could have executed, having a place and a space like the Center for Black Excellence and Culture, would have been a godsend. And so as I'm walking through this, in like the attention to detail, and they have like these digital monitors, and then I saw Annette Polly Williams. She was displayed with her biography. She was the longest serving African American in the Wisconsin state legislature. They did a really good job of encapsulating the African diaspora in this building. It's like a freaking museum. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I would have taken a flight to Washington, D.C. to see that building. I encourage all of you to go. Like, we need to get kids on buses and need to take field trips there. Not just black kids. White kids need to see this. And at the same time, I'm thinking, okay, where's ours here in Milwaukee? And there's something about the white supremacy that exists here that echoes in my mind, because it still has to guide our decision making. Because I'm thinking, okay, let's say the black community came together and said, we need something that is a monument that is dedicated to who we are, what we've created, what we've built, our music, our art, our paintings, our dancing, all of that. Let's build a gigantic building here in Milwaukee, because, this is where the blacks live. And we are incredibly important politically, because the black vote determines who is going to lead this state and sometimes who's going to be president of the United States. Damn it, we deserve such a monument. But what echoes in my mind is if we went to some of the big donors and the philanthropists here, they would ask us, well, why do you blacks need anything like that? Well, why would you want us to give money so you guys can have your own Center for Black Excellence and Culture in Milwaukee? I'm already rehearsing the no's from the deep pockets. Now, we have some African-American deep pockets in the city of Milwaukee, make no mistake about it. But guess what? They're tapped out. Because everybody and their mama, literally, that has an idea of a new organization or a new foundation or a new nonprofit, they go to our same deep black wallets and pockets that we have here in Milwaukee, and they just really don't have anything else to give. Believe me when I tell you that a lot of people in this city see a problem, they see a need, they see trauma, and they come up with an idea of how to remedy it and how to fix it, and it's always with a 501c3 nonprofit. And they know the people that have the deep pockets, and they know the people that have the money. And for every idea, every single discussion that leads to a possible solution that ends up being the creation of another 501c3 IRS tax structure, creating a nonprofit, they go to these same people. And I feel bad for those same people, because when we think about the African Americans that have money, we think that they're supposed to give all of their money to every single black person that asks for it, or every black person that has an idea. And a lot of these ideas are shoddy. Some of them are grifts. Some of them are pure theft. So to think that we could build something like this, and if we did in Milwaukee, because I have to make a comparison, because I'm like, they have something in a city. You got to go look at the pictures. You ain't got to believe nothing I'm saying. Go to my social media. Maybe I should share it on more social media, because I don't know how many people follow me on the Facebook. You would think, like, holy smokes, why don't we have one of those in Milwaukee? We'd have to get a construction loan, and we'd have to charge a bunch of money for people to be members, and we'd have to have a bunch of fundraising goals to set. They raised this money for this center in Madison in like 3 years. That's $10 million a year. It took longer for Dr. Fuller to raise a smaller amount of money to build a high-performing school, a school. As I'm talking to Reverend Dr. G yesterday, in awe of what he was able to put together, with little help from black folks in Milwaukee. He didn't raise a lot of money from us here. He got a lot of white money. He got a lot of white liberal progressive money. That's the other difference. Oh, boy. The white liberal progressives in Madison, they are more aware of their privilege, because Madison has got to be one of the whitest, most privileged places in the damn known universe, because you have state government, which is an economic engine that is hard to put into words. You have all of the lobbyists and all of the consultants that are making millions of dollars a year walking into that Capitol and lobbying on behalf of corporate interests, trying to move that Wisconsin state legislature. So that's millions and millions of dollars of income and of economic activity. And then you have that goddamn university that is probably billions of dollars in tuition, and all of the faculty and the staff. Madison is a weird place. It almost shouldn't exist, because you have some of the most like intractable economic engines. Like, the state capitol is there forever. Legislators are there forever. Lobbyists and corporate interests that are trying to influence those legislators are there forever. The University of Wisconsin-Madison, just the damn football team, the revenue that brings in, those things are there forever. And so the white folks that grew up in that environment understand their privilege. And so when George Floyd was killed, a lot of them clutched their pearls. It was like, oh, how could we miss this? But here's the difference between in years of working in Madison and working for the governor, working for a member of the Wisconsin state legislature, and getting to know some of the people in Madison. Like, their attitude is just so different. You would think that that city is not even in Wisconsin, but here's something I noticed. A white liberal progressive in Madison will ask sincerely, what do I need to do to help? You want me to donate? To whom and how much? Very consistently. The ask for a white liberal in Madison to donate to a black cause is simple, because with their money, they're like, I'm done with my responsibility. I gave you $50,000. Leave me alone. And quite honestly, if you as a white liberal want to give a black cause or a black nonprofit $50,000, we'll leave you alone, because thank you for that donation. You have just bought the ability to not be called and solicited again. You give $50,000, you're free. Go ahead. Live your life. We won't call you again with that donation. Compared to a white liberal in Milwaukee who doesn't want their kids who go to private schools to go to school with black kids compared to the white liberal in Milwaukee that will march for Palestinians before they march for black people. It's a world of difference. A white progressive here will be like, well, why don't you join our causes? I mean, I know that you as black people have your own situations and issues, but can you really help us legalize marijuana before we get involved in whatever your nonprofit endeavor is? So it's almost easier to get the money from the white folks in Madison because they will pay. They'll pay what they weigh, and some of them are fat. I'll take a break, come back. I got other things I want to share with you today as well. I found out that for the first time, is it ever? I think it is ever. Women over 40 are having more kids than teenagers. Teen pregnancy, I don't know if you know, damn near eliminated. The number of women over the age of 40, this is fascinating stuff. I'm not sure if it's fascinating to you all because some of you are women over 40 that had kids. The percentage of women over 40 that are having kids went up something like 197% since the late 1990s and early 2000s. And then the number of teenage girls that are having children has been so dramatically reduced, we don't even really count or talk about the negative statistic of teen pregnancy. And we chalk that up to better education, the prevalence of birth control. Like, those are all very good things. But you old broads, you old broads are like, nah, it's time for a baby. Baby number one. But ma'am, how old are you? I'll be 48 next fall. Oh, okay. So we'll talk about that as well. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. I'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
A huge month of Brewers baseball kicks off with a battle against the Yankees Friday, May 8th through Sunday, May 10th. Catch the Crew for half off with Wisconsin First Friday game tickets on Friday the 8th. Plus, Mother's Day Sunday is the perfect game to bring the whole family with new kids experiences every Sunday. Plus, the first 10,000 fans over the age of 21 get a Brewers picnic blanket at the Mother's Day game, courtesy of American Family Insurance. Score your tickets at Brewers.com.
Hi, I'm Greg Fritsch, president of the Center for Veterans Issues, inviting you to get involved in supporting the CVI mission. The Center for Veterans Issues is proud to serve veterans across Wisconsin. Each year, we help more than 1,200 veterans stay housed, find meaningful employment, and connect with the support they've earned. From housing assistance and job training to case management and suicide prevention outreach, our team is here to help veterans build stable, independent lives. If you're a veteran in need of support, visit cvivet.org. Donations can also be accepted at cvivet.org/donate.
Honest, direct, and always thought-provoking. Even if the system don't make sense anymore. And that's the part we got to be honest about. Education is not a theory. It's not a title. It's not a category. It's a student, it's a teacher, it's a classroom, and there's learning. Everything, everybody else, including the superintendent herself, are secondary. Assistant superintendents, or whatever the heck you call them, deputy, chief of school, everybody, they are secondary if a child's not learning. The student is the number one thing there. So if we've reached the point where the only way to defend the system is to argue that keeping teachers out of a classroom is essential to education, then we're not just confused. We backwards. And when policy, practice, priorities, and money collide like that, there's only one word for all of this: nonsensical.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, weekdays from 4 to 6, live on YouTube and broadcasting on 1017 The Truth.
70 million people in the U.S. have learning and thinking differences, like ADHD and dyslexia. Each has their own story. This is ours. At first, I thought it was just a phase. Then schoolwork became a struggle. Emotions got bigger, and my kids started falling behind. I felt alone, like I was lost in the dark trying to find answers. Then I learned about Understood.org, a nonprofit empowering parents and kids like us. It was like we had a light to show us the path ahead. Whenever new challenges came up, their guidance helped us figure out our next step. We still have tough days, but now we have direction. And I have the tools and resources I need to help my child thrive. No matter where you are on the path, Understood can help you keep moving forward. Visit understood.org/yourpath today.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Our phone number, in case you need some advice or a recipe suggestion for dinner, is 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. I'm not sure if I'm clear to be able to say this, but we are no longer doing the Gruber 5K giveaway, and I think that I need to state that because we may have entered someone to win this week on my show, but we are no longer offering the Gruber 5K giveaway. And so that is something that goes back to the very founding days of 1017 The Truth. Because some of you may remember, we used to give away $101.70 every day. Talk about an administrative nightmare. Oh, it was such a headache. And we were just like, we can't keep living like this. Because there's a lot of paperwork, and it's a contractual obligation between The Truth, Good Karma Brands, David Gruber. It's a whole bunch of accounting stuff. It's just a lot. And then we would need you all to give us, information. And some of y'all were giving us email addresses that you don't ever use, and our emails were going to spam because we're giving this money away every day. And we were like, screw this. Let's just give them 5 Gs every 3 months. So we are no longer offering that, but that also is a sign of the times. For those of you who may not know, Good Karma Brands has sold 1017 The Truth, the frequency, and the brand to a new Black media trust, and that trust will operate with the Milwaukee Courier newspaper and WNOV 860 AM and 106.5 FM. And what we have been told is that this trust will protect these Black media institutions. It will prevent the buying and the selling and the horse trading of Black media institutions by people outside of the community and those that do not represent the interests of the African American community. And on paper, it sounds like a really good idea because media has been kicked around a lot these days and times. I know some of you that have been around for a while, you've listened to WMCS and you listen to other incarnations of media, and sometimes radio stations, they change, they go away, they go out of business, they get sold, they get turned from talk into music and all sorts of things that the public is rarely aware of. And so what this trust is supposed to do is protect our 3 remaining institutions. Now, I have a lot of questions, obviously. I went into it optimistic, with good faith. But remember, like I said in the beginning part of the show, I question everything because I have to. I don't want to relegate this to Black people, but sometimes when Black people see something that looks really good and it's shiny and it's new and we see the opportunity in it, we jump at it and we get tricked a lot. And so obviously I have questions, and I also have to figure out, what is my role going to be? Am I going to have a show? Am I going to have the same kind of show? Where in the hell am I going to broadcast from? Because where I'm at right now, I'm living in a house right now. I'm broadcasting from a house, to use this analogy, where the for sale sign on the outside of the house says sold, and we got to start packing up soon. But we don't know where we're going yet. We know this house that we are currently in and have been in for 5 going on 6 years has been sold to this trust. But I don't know what any of that means yet. So I got some thinking to do, I suppose, and, what my new role is going to be. Side note, we asked you a question on YouTube, because we do that every day because we have inquisitive temperaments. We just want to know how you feel about certain things. So every day we do our level best to come up with a new question to ask those of you that participate in the show via YouTube. You participate in the chat. You view the live stream on YouTube by going to youtube.com, searching 1017 The Truth, hitting subscribe. How often do you use artificial intelligence? And I probably should clarify that, because now when you do a Google search, Google uses AI. So some of you may say, oh, I don't like AI. I don't use it. I use Google. Google uses an AI platform or an application that returns the results that you get. I think the Google platform is it Gemini? Is it Claude? It's one of them. But then there are some of you that use artificial intelligence intentionally. ChatGPT or Abacus or Grok. There's a whole bunch of them. So you want to figure out how many of you that listen to and participate in this program use artificial intelligence, because I'm going to make the case to build more data centers. While some of you initially are ready to disagree with that, oh, by all means, you can. Data centers are being built where there's nothing but space. Farmland that ain't even being farmed. It's space. And I'm going to come from a logical and realistic perspective. Every damn photograph that you take, sometimes y'all take selfies just to see how you look in that outfit. That's got to get stored somewhere. Some of you think the food that you eat is so important, you got to take photographs of it to share with the world. Guilty as charged. I do it. All of that needs to be stored somewhere. We're not using less data. We're using more. Every time you go and stream some music, or you download some podcast, or every time you go to a damn concert and record the entire concert on your cell phone to never watch the concert ever again. I'm going to be the first one to tell you. I've gone to events, shows, whatever, recorded it, like, oh, I got to record this. You think I ever sit down for 3 hours and look at my phone and watch the thing I just recorded? I do not. All that data has got to be stored somewhere. I know that all of a sudden it's a really weird thing, because you have people in urban areas coming to the aid and the rescue of people that live in rural areas. Like, no, don't build the data center in the rural area. You's gonna hurt their natural resources. Natural resources of what? 500 acres of grass where there's literally nothing? And let me give you this perspective. For all you bleeding heart urban folks that now have an interest in rural folks, they voted for Trump. They voted to excise us and who we are from the American democracy. They, the rural people, are now, oh no, don't build the data centers in their farmland. Build it on their house, as far as I'm concerned. The reason why the U.S. Supreme Court was able to do what it did is because Donald Trump has had a disproportionate amount of political power and legislative power, and has taken away the rights of black people. And all of a sudden, we're concerned about what gets built in a rural area. Let me do you one better. You think the people from the country gave a damn when they were busting through the black neighborhoods and busting up our houses and taking away our businesses to build the freeway? Do you think that rural people came from a Schwabanina and said, no, don't build I-43 or 894 or 94 because you're going to destroy 8,000 black-owned homes and businesses? Do you think that they came down here and protested on our behalf? They did not. Build the data center. Hell, I'll build it. Or what do I need? Some wire? Some bricks? I'll build it. Just give me a few years, and then give me some of the money that they use to build the Center for Black Excellence and Culture. I'll build you a data center. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 FM. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The revolution starts in our mind, right? You know when Gil Scott-Heron said the revolution won't be televised? Like he didn't mean that you won't be able to watch it on TV. He means the revolution starts in your mind. You nincompoop. Y'all been running around saying that for 60 years. The revolution won't be televised and didn't even know what the hell it meant. It starts with us.
Let him cook. Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family and help out in your community. You've been there for so many others. But when life challenges you, when rising costs, unexpected repairs, medical bills, or simply a rough stretch make it hard to keep up on a limited or low income, you're not alone. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are here for you, working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. If you're struggling with high utility bills, facing a disconnect notice, or dealing with a furnace emergency and your limited or low income isn't enough, support is available. Visit www.heat.help or call 1-800-506-5596 to apply for a hand up.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you can save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Don't miss one of Milwaukee's favorite summer traditions, the U-Path Ride for Arts, presented by Miller Lite, returns Sunday, May 31st. Ride a fully closed 20-mile course across the Hone Bridge with incredible lakefront views. Kids 12 and under ride free thanks to the Brewers Community Foundation. All in support of Southeastern Wisconsin Performing Arts. 7 a.m. start, finish at UPath Fest on Summerfest grounds. Register today at upathride.org. That's UPAFRIDE.org.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Let me be mindful of how some folks may interpret my disbelief, which is what we titled the show today, of the Center for Black Excellence and Culture getting built in Madison, a 50,000 square foot campus that was $30+ million to build, and there's no loan. It's all paid for. How they were able to raise that amount of money in such a short amount of time is mind-blowing. And I'm not sounding like, I'm not jealous. Okay, is jealous the right word? I just look at what can be done with hard work, with effort, and with innovative minds. And then I look around the city of Milwaukee, because we talk about a lot of the things that are happening here, particularly the stuff that we don't like, and the violence and the fighting and the youth and the takeovers. And then I look at land that we have here. So I'll take Northridge Mall as an example, because for 20 years, we didn't know what to do with that. Milwaukee has a hard time making a decision. There's a particular parenting style that produces people that don't know how to make decisions, or they have trouble making decisions, or they always second guess their decisions. Like, everybody in this city was parented the same way. I think that's that neglectful parent or the inconsistent parent that produces children that don't make good decisions. So you know where the Fiserv Forum is built? I'm going to give you two examples. Northridge is one. Fiserv Forum is another, because these are examples of where we didn't know how to make a decision. Northridge sat vacant for a quarter century because we didn't know what to do with it. What are we going to do? I don't know. Let's come up with something. Cities don't get to annex more land. Milwaukee is fixed. It's 96.1 square miles. I suppose we could go to war with Waukesha and annex a little bit of Waukesha, but Waukesha's gross. But we're fixed. So if hundreds of acres becomes available, you develop it right away. You have planning meetings, the council meets, you involve the community, you ask the community. Like, once you know that something is going to close and it's going to free up a lot of space, you know what that space does? It can bring in tax revenue. Because if you're getting tax revenue from Northridge, let's say Northridge was paying $1 million a month in property tax revenue. Adjusted for inflation, and very well could have been more than that. And then I'm like, oh no, Northridge is going to close. What are we going to do so we can maintain that flow of $1 million per month of property tax revenue to pay for cops and firefighters and snow removal and garbage pickup and filling the potholes and all the different government services that we need? You don't want to let that sit for 20 years. I want you to do a little bit of math. Do you know how much property tax revenue that we lost by having I'm just giving you just one example. By having Northridge vacant for a quarter century, an average $1 million a month times 25 years. Now, we still needed the revenue that Northridge would have contributed to the property taxes. But now, since Northridge was vacant for the last 25 years, that revenue came out of your pocket. We let it sit vacant for a quarter century. Here's another one. When we tore down the freeway 145, for those of you that remember, there was a freeway that hovered over downtown. So you couldn't go directly from the north side like you can now. Fond du Lac turns into McKinley. McKinley turns into Water Street. You got a straight shot from the north side of the city of Milwaukee to the middle of downtown. And the cultural change and shift of the clientele on Water Street is a reflection of that. Before, 145 towered over downtown. You had to loop around downtown, and then you exited at Van Buren. It was weird. So if you wanted to get to Water Street, you had to do more commuting. It did not allow you to go. That's also a remnant of the segregation here in Milwaukee. So the freeway was torn down because Mayor Norquist at the time was like, there's a bunch of valuable real estate under this stupid freeway that doesn't give direct access from the north side to downtown. So we tore it down. And the land where the Deer District is was where the freeway was. Those big old pylons, big metal, not metal, they were concrete. So they tore it down. And the city of Milwaukee gained crazy real estate. That also sat vacant for 20 years. Let me tell you why. That was the most valuable real estate in the state of Wisconsin, because it was in the middle of downtown. Where the whole, imagine this, the Fiserv Forum is big. The whole Deer District is bigger because the Fiserv Forum is a building in the Deer District area. All of that was undevelopable because of the freeway. Sat vacant for 20 years because they're like, hey, if we're going to build something here, we want African Americans and black contractors to be involved. And then people were like, white business owners and other stakeholders like, nah, let it sit vacant if they want black people to work on the construction of whatever we're going to build there. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back for hour 2.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Come in with straight truth.
If you acted up, if you were out here doing any kind of foolishness or just something that people know would make your family's name look bad, your neighbor from down the street, if they see the son or daughter, be like, what are you doing? They gonna call you out. They gonna let you know that they saw you, and then they gonna tell you, come here. Now, you know I'm going to tell your daddy.
That part.
There are a lot of times when people are new to an area, they don't know where to plug in. And anybody who plugs in to 101.7 The Truth and listen to you and Dame and Truth Nation would know that there is a significant public outcry when violence happens in our community. Don't worry about the outcry if you're not listening to the right people. So I would encourage her to tune in to 101.7 The Truth and listen to you guys, Denise Thomas, Dr. Ken Harris, Tori Lowe, and definitely Sherwin Hughes every day.
Watch all your favorite 101.7 The Truth shows by subscribing to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
My name is Emma.
I take care of the kids, and I take care of my dad. I take care of things at work, the groceries, the cleanups, the meltdowns, the doctor's visits, the family events, mealtimes, bedtimes. I take care of all the things everyone else needs. But I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Family caregivers are often overloaded. It can feel overwhelming and exhausting. It's no surprise that millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression every year. But help is available, because there may only be one you, but you don't have to do it alone. Head to mentalhealthcareworks.org. That's mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve, because mental health care works when you make the call. If you're experiencing a mental health crisis or thoughts of suicide, dial 988, a message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
You are listening to the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations. 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to Hour 2 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Man, I've been all over the place today. It's just been a whirlwind of things. I do want to talk about this. Do we really want to get into women over 40 having babies? Do we care? They're having babies. Great. Good luck.
The world's kind of falling apart, you know.
You're going to be in your 60s at a high school graduation. If you like it, I love it. I'm not going to yuck your yum. Men, too. Men are waiting longer to have babies, which is good, because the older you are, maybe the more established you are, certainly the more mature you are. Having a baby at 18 or 19, I don't care how bad you want one. You haven't really found yourself yet. Your frontal temporal lobe still isn't even developed yet. You're a baby yourself, at least in maturity. So yay for the ladies. I got a whole bunch of articles, too, on women and men over 40 having children for the first time. Because for some reason, when I discovered whatever that article was that came across my feed, I'm like, oh, this will make for exciting radio. Yeah, but an hour into the show, not really. Who cares?
That's probably because those are the women you're dating and you're worried about if you haven't got snipped.
It's if a woman is over 40 and she wants children, she makes that, you know that on a first date. That's not, like if you're in your 20s and you're dating for fun, eventually you get to the conversation about, well, what do you want? What are you looking for? Because in your 20s, you can say, oh, yeah, I want kids one day. But if a woman who's 40, she ain't got many one days left. In fact, them eggs are on life support. So it's not, they're mostly, if they haven't had a baby, if a woman has not had her first child by the time she reaches 40, she has been very strategic with her partnering and or her birth control. No, very few women over 40 get pregnant by accident, because the fertility is lower for both men and women, so it's not.
Yeah,
and I'm married, so.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, I don't want to have any babies with my wife.
Yeah, did you take your wife to visit the center yesterday?
No, she had to work.
Oh.
Yeah, I was able to. Because my schedule is unusual. I'm done very early in the afternoon, so I'm able to.
I'm surprised you have a wife that works.
Why would you say that? Of course I got a wife to work. She's a strong, independent woman. I can't tell her to stay home. Plus, I don't want her in my pocket.
Oh, okay.
Because if I'm the only one working, How's she gonna buy her clothes and her shoes and her makeups and all the stuff? And she wants to go on her little girls' trips.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm not paying for that. I mean, that's her life. She's got to have her own life.
Yeah.
Can't involve yourself with a person. This goes men or women that doesn't have their own money.
We've had a lot of women calling in today for questions for you, and then they've been hanging up.
Good.
Especially after you start talking about the women over 40.
Not good. But they also got other stuff to do.
Yeah, probably.
They should be doing other things instead of... I know what I should do is... LaRon says you have to be damn near 50 to afford a baby right now. My friend had a baby at 48, and actress Natalie Portman is pregnant right now at 44, bringing more attention to the topic. I don't know how relevant that is, because somebody like Natalie Portman, there probably has all of the prenatal care and the resources that someone like the average 50-year-old person. But also, LaRon, equating somebody who is 50 to being able to afford a baby. You know how many broke 50-year-olds there are? My generation has no retirement. We're extremely broke. And as you go younger in American generations, the broker people are. Millennials don't have a lot of retirement money. Gen Z and Gen Alpha they have nothing. They don't even have a lot of hope. So no, age does not. Now, if you're an older person, oh yeah, because the baby boomers have something like $84 trillion in retirement funds, savings, brokerage accounts, other resources and assets, and they're not giving it up. The oldest of the baby boomers are turning 80 this year, so we're going to start losing some of them, and what you're going to see is a dramatic shift in the American economy, because that is going to be the biggest wealth transfer. We're over here picking on billionaires. Like, oh, we hate billionaires because they got a bunch of money. You know who has a whole bunch of money that they're keeping out of the economy and keeping out of your hands? Your parents and grandparents. $84 trillion they're literally sitting on, and none of that money is moving. I'd be real upset if, let's say your parents are rich and you can't wait for them to, move into the next phase because you know how much you're going to inherit. And then your parents do something like give all of their money and their retirement assets and their 401ks and 403bs and the equity in their homes to like NPR. Did you know that that's the thing? I know a lady that works for a nonprofit organization. I'm not going to say which one because it would identify her. But they do this thing called estate giving. So if you hate your kids and you have money that you don't want them to get because, you hate them. Stop underestimating how many parents hate their kids. Let's stop pretending that, oh, I love my kids. Nah, you regret having them, that's fine. But this estate giving thing is where you can will all of your assets to a nonprofit or to a foundation. NPR is not the one that I'm referring to, but they even run commercials. Hi, are you doing end-of-life planning, considering giving a lasting gift to National Public Radio? Your gift will ensure that public radio will survive forever. They run promos trying to give people that are near the end of their life to give all of their money, their assets, and their retirement savings to a radio station that the Trump administration stopped funding with federal dollars. Ain't that wild? And some people actually do it. So imagine being that kid, you never got your life together, you never finished school, you never really got a job, never started a career. And we know people like that. They're in their 40s, they're in their 50s, but they know when mama and daddy pass away, they're going to inherit a whole bunch of money. Mama and daddy are like, we're not giving you sugar, honey, iced tea. We're going to give it all to Time Magazine. That's terribly mean, but it's your money. You can do whatever you want with it. What is this here? Oh, the AI stuff. Should we do that? Let's take a look at the poll. See what you guys think. How often do you use artificial intelligence? And so this probably is aimed at people that use it intentionally. If you use Gemini or Claude or Grok or Chat GPT. You know who put me on a Chat GPT? Benjamin. I never heard of it before. This was 3 years ago. And imagine the conversation that I had with Benjamin as he's trying to explain to me what Chat GPT is. Now it's really easy to explain what artificial intelligence is, because damn near every flyer that I see, every posting on social media, every Cinco de Mayo event, I'm having a birthday celebration, every advertisement for a nightclub or a ladies' night is all done with AI. 3 years ago, it was less prevalent in daily life, and it was a little bit more difficult to explain. And I don't know if AI at the time, these different AI applications, had been so decentralized. Very few people then had AI apps on their phone. So as Ben is trying to explain what Chat GPT was, I was like, that doesn't even make any sense. Why don't I just Google? Fast forward 3 years, I know exactly what it is now. And some would say, oh, it's the bane of our existence. I'm going to tell you something I shouldn't tell you. Because hell, what I got to lose, I might be out of a job soon. Like, y'all, I'm serious. I don't know what my broadcasting future looks like. I got no idea. But that's always how it is, though. You never know.
Wearing your heart on your sleeve.
We downsized quite a bit here at Good Karma Brands. And artificial intelligence is absolutely not, maybe not everybody who was let go, but a lot of their jobs are going to be replaced by artificial intelligence. I mean, it's more efficient. So here's an example. If I'm a salesperson and I say, hey, buy ads on XYZ radio station because here's our listeners, here's our demographic, your business, your products, your services, round the clock. Our listeners will hear your advertisements for your goods and your services, and somewhere in our very vast listening audience, there is someone who is looking for you and looking for your business, and they want to buy what you're selling. They want your travel agent services. They want your home improvement services. Need a new roof, need new gutters. We have a business that is advertising those services, so we tell these businesses, hey, the people, the customers you're looking for are listeners of our program, so you can run ads on 1017 The Truth, ESPN Milwaukee, or TMJ 620, and your customer is out there. The customer is going to hear your commercial a whole bunch of times. They're going to call you, and they're going to want an estimate. They're going to buy your products. It works very, very well. But you can have Chat GPT put together a whole script of what you say to the potential business. You will create the whole advertising plan. We're going to run your commercials at 9 a.m. and then at 10 a.m. And here's what the commercials are going to say. And here's how we're going to run the commercials and have product placement and branding during our YouTube and downloadable on our podcast. You can replace a whole person that would do all of that stuff manually by typing in a prompt to Chat GPT. And then you can just send a proposal to a potential advertiser, to 10 potential advertisers, to 100, to 1,000 potential advertisers, all with artificial intelligence. You can outreach to 10 times or 100 times the people, the customers and the clients, where one person could do it, where before it might take 1,000. It might take 3 or 4 months to have these kinds of advertising contacts where ChatGPT can do it instantaneously. That makes sense. And if I'm a business owner, we got to be realistic about this now. You might be paying $3 million in staff costs for people to do what I just said, where a $29.99 subscription to ChatGPT can replace $3 million worth of staff salaries. And I know what some of you are saying. But that's their livelihood. Absolutely. But whoever owns that business probably has a $3 million loan on something, or probably has $3 million worth of debt obligations that they could easily pay off by laying off those employees and spending $30 a month instead of spending $3 million a year. Very few business owners on planet Earth would say, no, let me extend the debt that I have and the loans that I have and the obligations that I have and pay interest on that $3 million so I can keep these employees. that are having sex with each other, that are coming in late, that are cutting corners. I tell them to take a 30-minute lunch break. They take a 2-hour lunch break. You would get rid of them. The sympathy for workers when they get laid off is overwhelming. But then when you see how workers lie, cheat, steal, cut corners, then you're like, you don't deserve this job. And maybe that's not a nice thing for me to say, but we see it all the time. Some employees are really horrible. And they think that because, I've been at this company for 22 years. I've seen people that have been employed for 22 years or longer, decades, get evaporated like they never worked at that company for a single day. And it's unfortunate. But at the end of the day, when your economic and financial fate is in somebody else's hands, it's at the whims of the owner, the boss, the CEO, the COO, or somebody in HR, when your livelihood depends on another person, you're always, always, always on thin ice. Always, always, always. And just people need to be mindful of that because it's terribly unfortunate. It's sad, actually, when someone just gets shocked by that bad news that they are being laid off. Take a break, come back. As awful as that is, the future is here, and unfortunately, we can't go back because if we were able to go back to an easier time or a simpler time, we would have done so already. Reminiscing and being nostalgic does not bring those times back. How many conversations have we had? Maybe it's on this radio show, maybe it's others, maybe just you amongst your friends and family at a dinner table. Oh, remember back in the day when we had roller skating rinks and we had after-school programs? And remember back in the day when we had trades programs right in the school? Remember how simple everything was? And we get all nostalgic and we get to reminiscing. Remember back in the day when it wasn't nearly this violent and the kids weren't doing street takeovers or Milwaukee County Park takeovers? Yeah, I remember those days. And then somebody says the ultimate phrase, let's bring those days back. They don't come back. They only live in the recesses of our mind. Technology is here, and at this point, it's unstoppable. It is a wave. And either you let it overtake you and drown you, or you get a surfboard and you learn to stay afloat. Take a break, come back. I'm going to make the case for building AI data centers because, damn it, they got to go somewhere. We have sacrificed in the city with allowing our property. It wasn't even allowing. We had no choice. Eminent domain took our homes and our businesses. Some would argue the black community on the north side never recovered because they built a freeway. If you're on I-43 going north or south, and let's say you're between Capitol Drive and Locust, look to your left and look to your right. When you're driving north or south, what do you see? Houses. Where that freeway is, there were also houses. Our houses. They're destroyed. They never came back. And it's a huge tragedy. And I can even trace some of the poverty that exists right now, the lack of home ownership, the lack of equity, to building that freeway. It destroyed central cities. And then there was plans to build additional freeways where they tore the houses down, cleared the real estate, moved people out, and said, yeah, no thanks. I don't think we're going to build the freeway. Yeah, but you already tore down all of the houses. Yeah, sorry. So when it comes to eminent domain, it was terrible. It was awful. But when stuff has to get built, because I also could argue, we need the damn freeway. Can't take side streets from your far northern suburbs to downtown. It would take too long. But there was a sacrifice that had to be made because technology is here and you use it every single day. You're using it right now. Sometimes you got to build stuff in rural areas. But the thing with rural areas, there's nothing out there but Trumpers. Build it and they will come. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We'll be right back.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
May is Skilled Trades Month, a time to celebrate the hands-on careers that keep our communities and our economy moving forward. At Junior Achievement, students learn that great careers don't always start behind a desk. With support from Komatsu, students are exploring opportunities in skilled trades, advanced manufacturing, engineering, and technology in Milwaukee's Harbor District. Thank you, Komatsu, for helping inspire the next generation of builders, problem solvers, and innovators. Learn more at ja.org.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family and help out in your community. You've been there for so many others. But when life challenges you, when rising costs, unexpected repairs, medical bills, or simply a rough stretch make it hard to keep up on a limited or low income, you're not alone. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are here for you, working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. If you're struggling with high utility bills, facing a disconnect notice, or dealing with a furnace emergency and your limited or low income isn't enough, support is available. Visit www.heat.help or call 1-800-506-5596 to apply for a hand up.
Are you planning a special event? Do you need a personal chef? Either way, make it tasteful. I'm Alicia the Chef, owner of Tasteful Events Catering, and we create customized food experiences for any occasion. We bring quality, flavor, and professionalism to every table. Whether it's a special event or everyday meal solutions, we focus on delivering more than just food. We create experiences. Book today or learn more online at www.tastefuleventscatering.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Seriously injured? Make one call. That's all.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Did you guys know that this week is National Travel and Tourism Week? Well, it is. We're going to be talking to Claire Hannon. She is the vice president of our friends over at Visit Milwaukee. She's going to tell us about National Travel and Tourism Week. You know what I like to do? Milwaukee offers a lot. It really does. I think we underestimate how many different things there are to do in this city. I like doing staycations. I ain't got to go nowhere. And it's difficult for me to travel, not because there's any complications with me getting from here to wherever I want to go. That's easy. The accommodations that I need in another city have got to be minimum what I'm used to here, but quite honestly better, because if I'm going somewhere else for lower and lesser accommodations and I'm paying thousands of dollars for it, ain't no way. Like there's these people that do this thing, and I got to talk about AI. Don't let me forget that. They'll go to, like, I don't know, the whites go everywhere. The whites will spend $20,000 to get chased by a lion in Africa. I'd rather not. I can spend $0 and get chased by the police on North Avenue, so I don't need to pay all that money. They'll go, like, stay in a hostel with other gross Europeans that don't shower. And like, oh, I want to see the real French countryside. I'm going to stay in a yurt with a bunch of people who have their entire life in a backpack. and are wearing dirty, run-over Birkenstock shoes, and they call that a vacation. No, thank you. Or even going camping. Not for me. Let me not poo-poo what some of you like to do. Some of you like to go camp. You know what camping is to me? I know you're not asking, but I'm telling you anyway. Camping is for people that have so much privilege that it's fun to pretend to be homeless. You mock people that have to live outside. You're like, oh my God, we'll build a fire and roast marshmallows and put a hot dog on a stick. Let's live rustically. Let's sleep in a canvas shelter. Yay, on the cold ground, almost like we're homeless. But then after our weekend camping, always up north, we get to go back to our 7,000 square foot house with more bathrooms in it than bedrooms. No, thank you. Like, I'll hang out with y'all at the campsite during the day. But once the bugs come out, I'm going to the Waldorf. I'm going to the Hilton to get, internet, a shower, a king-size bed that has a sleep number remote control while you're sleeping on dirt. And, oh, no, it started to rain. It's not raining in my hotel room. I'm walking around my hotel room naked. Turn the heat up to 78 degrees. I'm not paying for the utilities in this hotel room. So that's my idea of camping. That's why people don't want to go camping with me. But Sherwin, we're going to ride a horse. I have a Tesla. I have 600 horses and a driver's seat. And to answer your question, Xavier, yes, I've been camping. It ain't for me. I went in 5th grade on a 5th grade field trip, and I was just like, this is some white people stuff. It's just not for me. I'm urban. I like city stuff. I like opportunities. I like amenities. I like big, tall buildings and fancy dinners. And I'm not trying to sleep in the dirt. No, that's just not for me. And if that's what you all want to do, then please, camp for the both of us. But I'd rather do a staycation where maybe I go see an off-Broadway production at the Marcus Center for the Performing Arts, or I go see a show at the Riverside, and I have dinner at Moe's, and then maybe I go into the Third Ward and wander around Catalano Square, and then I take a gander at some of the beautiful artwork that they have at a gallery night, and then maybe I stumble into Bayview, then I stumble out of Bayview. Maybe I go to the mothership where they still display a Black Lives Matter sign in the window. I can do all that stuff and be home by 10 o'clock. But that's me, though. I don't need to go other places. Now, I will go to Las Vegas. I'll go to Vegas on that ass. Don't threaten me with a good time. And I don't even gamble. I do not.
You don't need to.
Gamble. Vegas is... It's whatever you want. You can just go out there and just go see an artist in residence at one of the resorts. You can stay in the resort. They got fantastic restaurants there. There's shopping. The people watching couldn't be better. The weather is fantastic. I've never experienced inclement weather in Las Vegas. And I've been in every season where we would experience all sorts of weather out here. Out there, it's just like 72. And if you look up, there's mountains everywhere you look. It's beautiful. In fact, I even thought about moving. Clearly, I didn't pull the trigger. But there's a little community called Summerlin. When you think about perfection, I'm talking about everything from the architecture of the houses to the amenities to the little downtown that they have to the views, and you're only 20 minutes away from the mountains. It is perfect. It's also hella expensive. Let me do you one better. There is no state income tax in Nevada, and if you retire out there, there's no state income tax on your pensions. Retiring in Wisconsin isn't worth it because they're going to take state income taxes out of your pension, even though you have paid state income taxes your whole life. You should get a reprieve. Alaska, Florida, I think Texas, there might be, usually red states don't have taxes on your retirement income, which is fantastic because typically Whatever your retirement income is, it likely is going to be less than you made when you were working. And so because you're in a lower tax bracket, you're making less, you have less income in retirement. Not having to pay any kind of state income taxes makes your retirement money go further. And say what you want about Florida and their politics. There's parts of Florida that I think are paradise. It is. It's when I go to Madeira Beach, it's like it's not even on planet Earth. But then I remember Ron DeSantis is the damn governor. But when you're in like a touristy, like resort town, it's not. Women are just walking around in bikinis. Men are wearing Speedos, peanut shell and a rubber band holding in their junk. It's just, it's not real life. All right, take a break, come back. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. I'm just saying, I don't know if I trust the trust.
Oh.
Just saying, and X, I don't know what the hell you going to do. Well, you're just going to go back to your other life.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. No, we don't know, but you know.
I'm a very secretive person, but yeah, right. I'll be fine.
I know. Well, we're all going to be fine. We'll take a break, come back. Artificial intelligence, how often do you use it? If you go to youtube.com or open up your YouTube app from your smartphone or other mobile device, search 101.7 The Truth, hit subscribe. You'll be able to view the live stream of this show and also participate in our YouTube question of the day. How often do you use the artificial intelligence? With 82 votes, 28% of the people say they use it often. 39% say they use it seldomly. And 33% say they use AI never. Even though a Google search is AI, you probably use other apps that you may not be aware are powered by artificial intelligence. I got AI in my car. Sometimes I just ask my car questions and it tells me detailed answers. So we may use it a little bit more often than we are aware. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. I'll be right back.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
In Milwaukee County, equity means making sure everyone has a real chance to thrive. That's why the Milwaukee County Office of Equity works to help remove barriers, strengthen community connections, and support fair access to opportunities across Milwaukee County. Want to learn what they do, explore resources, or find ways to get involved? Just search Milwaukee County Office of Equity online. Milwaukee County Office of Equity, advancing equity for all Milwaukee County residents. For more information, search Milwaukee County Office of Equity online.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Do you hear that? And that? And that? Those are the sounds of a healthy and vibrant community. And to this United Way volunteer, nothing sounds better. They're the sounds of children being given greater chances to succeed in school. The sounds of neighbors receiving the support needed to overcome challenges, both big and small. They're the sounds of families gaining access to quality health care and nutritious food for their tables. And they're the sounds of members of our community who've benefited from United Way's financial education programs. See, wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. People working together to respond and growing the good for everyone. United is the way. So join us by getting involved or giving back. Learn more at unitedway.org.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring. mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
JD the Poet says, I haven't been camping in over 30 years, but I would go so the some people who camp. Not really sure how to decipher that, but all right, that's cool. He also said it's hot in Vegas in the summer. Cool. Air conditioning. That's pretty prevalent. I think they're running out of water, though, because the Hoover Dam is, I don't know.
It's damn near too hot to go outside in the summertime.
Drying up or something. Not really. A city girl says, I need to change my poll reply. I misunderstood the question. I think others misunderstood as well, because it should be almost 100% for often. AI does a lot of things. It helps diagnose cancers, like the medical technology. The problem is people have real limited information, and if you have limited information and the limited information you get is bad or it comes from a source that may lose economically because of AI, then you're going to hate it too. And that's what we call propaganda. But knowing all of its uses of the combined intelligence and computing power that we have garnered over probably a century or so is fantastic. Now, can it be used for sinister purpose? Everything can be used for sinister purpose. It's curious to me that, and yeah, we're concerned about the unknown because we always are, but our American democracy is being used for a sinister purpose, and we just kind of get used to that. I mean, taking away people's voting rights, rounding up people who are American citizens and sending them to places they've never been to before. President of the United States kicking it with a pedophile. We don't even talk about it no more. We don't even look for Nancy Guthrie anymore. We just figure that old bag is dead somewhere. That's not a nice thing to say, but if Savannah Guthrie don't care about her mama, what I'm supposed to do? I didn't know that lady.
You're literally the only person that I hear talking about her.
Let's get to the details of artificial intelligence. The United States has more than, 3,000 operational data centers, and that number is expected to grow substantially in the years ahead. More than 1,500 new data centers are in various stages of development nationwide, according to a Pew Research Center analysis from the data center map. So because there's 3,000 of them, 1,500 are planned. Why are we, and should we be immune? Because you're not going to stop using your phone. Every so often when I have a little time to kill, if I'm early for a meeting or something, I go through my photos and just, because I'm taking up so much memory, I take pictures of the stupidest stuff. Sometimes I take pictures of good things. A lot of the pictures that I take are stupid. It's such a waste of time, effort, data, but we're not going to stop. It's like getting somebody to participate in a boycott. When was the last time a boycott actually worked? And don't say Target. I don't think Target worked because at most, black people were 10% of Target's revenue. And now 10% in like narrow profit margin industries can be a lot. But if you think that the entire 10% of African Americans that shopped at Target all stopped shopping at Target, you're incorrect. So whatever that 10% is, let's say it's $50 million that came from African American spends. Target could spend $5 million in advertising in people in Western Europe and could get more revenue by investing advertising and promotion dollars in new untapped markets and could very easily replace what they lost through a black boycott. Because companies plan for boycotts, they plan for downturns. Because what we do is we announce it publicly. Hey, everybody, we're not going to shop at Target for a long time. And Target is like, oh, okay, for real? Okay, well, then let's divert some of our profit into advertising in new markets, or we'll have promotions, or we'll have other incentives so that we can recoup whatever we would have lost from the boycott. And I say that to say, trying to get someone to curtail their consumer behavior is damn near impossible. Trying to get someone who is addicted to their smartphone to not post on Instagram is next to impossible. And I'm not saying that you all need to stop doing that. But if we are disagreeing with the need for places to store our pictures of our spaghetti, can I just do y'all a favor real quick and give you some advice? I know you didn't ask for it. It's a pet peeve of mine, and I got a few. You might be proud of the meal that you prepared. Please keep in mind that your pride in your meal you prepared is not ours. I know you want a pat on the back and you want validation because, you boiled water and put stuff in the boiling water. The water cooked for you more than you cooked the meal. We think about it. Boiling water, you know how much stuff you can make with boiling water? Hard-boiled eggs. 47 different kinds of pasta, ramen. I'm just saying boiling water is the cook. You just turned on the stove. But if you're going to prepare this meal that you're very proud of, and you're going to display it for the world to see, and you need many different angles and photographs of this meal that you prepared because, hell, you're just as shocked as we are that you prepared a meal. You've got to share it with the world. And cost us how many millions of gallons of fresh water because you're going to take the picture, put it on social media, and store it somewhere in the cloud like some kid has got to drink mud because your photograph of your spaghetti and garlic bread is taking up cloud space. But if you're going to post a picture, and maybe this goes for the holidays, particularly for the holidays, because within a couple of different dishes, white people eat the green bean casserole, which I never understood. We all eat the same thing for Thanksgiving, and when you display Thanksgiving food on a plate, it looks gross. It's gray, it's drab, it looks like mush. It's all just like creamy. It's gross, but everybody's got to post a picture of their Thanksgiving meal. So if you're going to do something like that, or Christmas, or what's the one where we eat ham? Easter, is that a ham holiday? I like ham. It's salty and delicious. Do not post your pictures of your food that you're very proud of. Either you're proud that you made it or you're proud that you're about to eat it. Don't post it on a paper plate. Don't do that. Get a real plate. You know what I mean? If you're going to take a picture of yourself, don't take a picture of your dirty clothes after you just worked in 12 hours of construction, because a paper plate is just low level. Jazz it up a little bit, baby. Or maybe get one. What's them plates that have the holiday designs on it, but I can't stand when somebody, ooh, look at my meal that I cooked on a styrofoam plate. Why are you doing that to us? Make it a little sexier. Use a garnish. Has a garnish ever hurt anybody? You know what I'm saying? Just come on, guys. Seriously. These planned data centers are largely in different parts of the country from those that currently exist. 67% of planned data centers are in rural areas. Ooh, but 87% are in urban ones. So guess what, rural people? Now it's your turn. 39% of planned data centers are in counties that currently don't have any. Most of the planned construction of U.S. data centers will happen in the South and in the Midwest. 3/4 of all planned data centers will be built in these two regions, with the South alone accounting for nearly half of them at 48%. Here's a look at the regional breakdown of planned and existing data centers. The South has 754 planned data centers and 1,209 existing ones, a 62% increase from its current total. The Midwest has 419 planned data centers and 655 existing ones, a 64% increase. The West has 277 planned data centers and 807 existing ones, a 34% increase. Probably because the West has less water, because you need the water to cool the data centers, and the West ain't got it. The Northeast has 106 planned data centers and 397 existing ones, a 26% increase. Virginia and Texas have the most planned data centers, 287 and 170 respectively. They are followed by Georgia at 141, Illinois at 123, and Arizona at 86. Virginia and Texas also have the most currently operating data centers at 398 and 296 respectively. And they are followed by California with 277, Ohio with 166, and New York with 148. Currently, 38% of Americans live within at least 5 miles of one operational data center. I think that's a similar number for how many people live within 5 miles of a Walmart. I would argue we use data centers more than we use a Walmart. I don't like going to Walmart. I just feel like I'm doing something wrong. I don't like it. Why do you go to Walmart? For what reason? Last time I went to Walmart, it was the one on East Capitol, because our radio station, 101.7 The Truth, used to broadcast out of the Channel 4 News TV studio on East Capitol. I needed some light bulbs. I was like, I'll stop at Walmart and just get some light bulbs. I walked in, I had instant regret. You ever see the movie 12 Years a Slave?
Yes.
Where the main character is a free man, and then some slave catchers just like, nah, we're going to steal you and put you into slavery. And he was a slave for 12 years. To me, when you walk into Walmart, I think there's a slave catcher waiting to put you in slavery. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's the 32nd annual Home Blow birthday party for the kids on Saturday, June 27th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. for kids ages 2 to 13 years old at the Simmons Boys and Girls Club in Metcalf School. Admission is absolutely free. Shout out to our presenting sponsor, Beta Philanthropies, Inc., and platinum sponsors, the Office of Early Childhood Initiative, Mighty Small Moments, the Brewers Community Foundation, Spectrum, and Westcare. If you'd like to be a sponsor for this year's party, email the Homer Blow Foundation at gmail.com or call 414-248-4954.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family and help out in your community. You've been there for so many others. But when life challenges you, when rising costs, unexpected repairs, medical bills, or simply a rough stretch make it hard to keep up on a limited or low income, you're not alone. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are here for you, working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. If you're struggling with high utility bills, facing a disconnect notice, or dealing with a furnace emergency and your limited or low income isn't enough, support is available. Visit www.heat.help or call 1-800-506-5596 to apply for a hand up.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Walk in for a suit, walk out with two. It's buy one, get one half off throughout May at Nicobanni's. Suits, blazers, hats, jeans, and more. Everything you need from a hands-on team that styles you from head to toe. Find a suit, add shoes for half the price. Land the perfect two-piece set, now add a vest for 50% less. Prom, graduation, galas, whatever's on your calendar, now's the time to stop in to Nicobanni's. Second floor at Mayfair Mall across from AMC. Buy one, get one half off throughout May at Nicobanni's. Some exclusions may apply. See store for details.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious accident? It's free. Yes, free, as in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. There's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting truthcontests.com. That's truthcontests.com.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I'm a fan of smooth jazz. I guess I like rough jazz too. I created a smooth jazz album via AI. It's very good. I should win. I'm gonna think for a second. Let me think. I should win a Grammy, a Tony, an Emmy. I probably should get like 4 Oscars for it. It's called Blue Mist. It's available everywhere. If you search Blue Mist by Sherwin Hughes, you too can listen to the 12-track smooth jazz masterpiece created by me and a computer somewhere that probably used a lot of somebody's drinking water. What do you want me to do? As long as I turn on my tap, the water comes out. Why do you want me to be concerned about some stuff that's far away? I got to be concerned about the stuff that's nearby. They tell me that the AI data centers use a lot of water. Lake Michigan is gigantic. Modern life already depends on giant data centers every single day. Most people just don't see them. Every text message backup, every Facebook photo, every streamed movie. A lot of you have Netflix. Every Google search, every TikTok video, every online bank transaction. I'm not done. Every GPS route, every medical portal login, every cloud-stored family picture, and nearly every smartphone app already runs through massive server farms. I just described in a nutshell most of our smartphone data usage. We gotta have the data centers. A couple of candidates running for governor, well, really damn near all of them, including the Republican Tom Tiffany, is like, no, we don't want any more data centers. I bet you Tom Tiffany's campaign is going to use artificial intelligence and use some of the resources I just described to get people to vote for him at the same time. No more data centers. He's lying to you. They have to get built. That's like, if we have a shortage of data centers, that's worse than having a housing shortage. Because we're not going to stop using our devices. And as more and more countries get online, believe it or not, there's still some third world countries where they don't have smartphone technology yet. That is all forthcoming. And so that is going to further increase the need for the data centers. The debate is not really about whether society will use data centers. It already does. The real question is whether America builds the next generation of AI infrastructure domestically, especially in rural communities that need investment, or whether other countries dominate the technology and economic benefits. People often reduce AI to image generators or homework tools, but the largest long-term impact is likely to come from infrastructure-level improvements across medicine, logistics, agriculture, science, and manufacturing. Not that any of you care. My vehicle has this technology called HW4, Hardware 4, where it uses AI to self-drive, and it drives better than me. It changes lanes more safely and more predictably. It reads not just the speed of the vehicle in front of me, but the speed of the vehicle in front of it and slows down accordingly. It is absolutely brilliant. And I used my AI-powered self-driving for the first time for any long distance. So the 185 miles round trip to Madison and back, because I went to go visit the Center for Black Excellence and Culture, I manually drove about 4 miles. The vehicle drove the entire way, and here's the tough part. Is it me, or when I'm in a vehicle and it's quiet and smooth, I got my little music playing, when somebody else is driving, I fall asleep. I will fall asleep during a road trip before we get on the highway. Hey, Sherwin, when are you going to drive? But Sherwin, we haven't even gotten on the highway yet. What, where? What? You wake up all confused. You ever sleep in a car so good that you forget you're in a car and you wake up and you're like, where am I? I'm in a car. Can I tell you guys about this weird thing that's been happening to me lately? I got to tell you. I got to tell somebody. I hope it doesn't diagnose me as crazy. And too late. When I drift off to sleep at night, as I'm drifting off to sleep, I forget that I'm in my house, in my bedroom that I have slept in for 22 years. And I immediately feel like I'm sleeping in my childhood bedroom. I can't be the only one. Does that ever happen to you? I haven't slept in my childhood bedroom in 33 years. But when I drift, it's almost every night. And I know that I'm at home. I know that I'm in my bedroom in my house. But as I drift off to sleep, because I had a window that was kind of adjacent to where my bed was in my childhood bedroom, and like I feel that window is still there. It's a weird thing. Am I insane? Don't answer that. Do not, especially you, Xavier. I know you chomping at the bit to tell me I'm crazy, but don't say it because I don't need to know. Like I am, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm not at my parents' house. I'm at my house. It's just weird. It's happening a lot. For you, like dream people, because I think I'm somewhat sleeping. I'm in like that. I'll also start dreaming before I fall asleep, which I like. Because then I have a little bit more control over my dreams, and I'm not going to tell you what I like to fall asleep to. Oh, I think you know. If I'm going to lay down, and because you got to think pleasant thoughts, because I love sleeping. It's a good time sleeping. If given the opportunity to go out with a woman or to get a solid 8 hours, I'm not even going to respond to her text. But I'll think about, what I think about. And then I begin my dream before I fall asleep. And then the next thing you know, let's put it this way. Al has, when Al calls in, some of the topics, because Al gives very good advice. He does for men that are, engaging with women, because Al just seems to know. Sometimes I'm doing some of those things as I'm starting to fall asleep. Like the dream, Sherwin, he's a freak. He does flips and tricks. We have an interview with Claire Hannon from Visit Milwaukee. I hope she's not listening. Well, because this is Travel and Tourism Week, and we're going to talk about all the travel and the tourism and the city of Milwaukee and all the travel and the tourism. I hope she's not listening. I think she's here. Is she here? She is here. Good. We're going to talk to her next. Claire Hannon, the Vice President of Communications for Visit Milwaukee, going to tell us about Travel and Tourism Week. And maybe, I don't know what she dreams about when she goes to sleep. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back for Hour 3.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Join me every Friday at 11 a.m. for the Milwaukee Experience with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee. We're a city that knows how to celebrate, where the calendar is packed with festivals, the plates are piled high with flavor, and a lakefront sunrise sets the stage. Here in Milwaukee, every street leads to something worth savoring, a place that welcomes you with open arms and where joy is shared in bites, beats, and cheers. The Milwaukee Experience every Friday at 11 a.m. exclusively on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee.
Milwaukee Black Talk.
You don't want to be there. You don't like the work. You don't like the people. Now, there are some differences. The only difference is modern American slavery and capitalism versus 19th century. We were dramatically more primitive back then. And a slave that is able to buy their freedom is the same as the disaffected, disgruntled worker that is able to buy their way into entrepreneurship, because that for them is free.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
I take care of the kids, and I take care of my dad. I take care of things at work. The groceries, the cleanups, the meltdowns, the doctor's visits, the family events, mealtimes, bedtimes. I take care of all the things everyone else needs. But I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Family caregivers are often overloaded. It can feel overwhelming and exhausting. It's no surprise that millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression every year. But help is available, because there may only be one you, but you don't have to do it alone. Head to mentalhealthcareworks.org. That's mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve, because mental health care works when you make the call. If you're experiencing a mental health crisis or thoughts of suicide, dial 988, a message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Williams, and I want to share with you the role that diabetes has had in my family. I lost my grandmother at the early age of 64 due to complications with diabetes. She was warm, generous, and a constant encouragement for me to follow my heart. Did you know that African Americans experience chronic kidney disease at a rate that's 25% higher than white Americans? And we're almost 4 times more likely to develop kidney failure. Diabetes and high blood pressure are leading causes of kidney disease, which can result in kidney failure, needing dialysis, or a kidney transplant. The good news is that you have the power to check out how well your kidneys are doing and learn ways to prevent them from failing. So go to your doctor and get yourself checked out. Visit linkmylovetv.org to learn more. Get the facts, get checked, and get healthy.
We are the home of Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yes. Yeah. Should I plug in?
And I think your mic is on. That's all right. Just don't use profanity. Claire Hannon is in studio. I want to get your title right. You got a fancy title. You're the Vice President of Communications for our friends over at Visit Milwaukee. Well, you're a friend from Visit Milwaukee.
That's right. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you. You know, a lot of folks may not know this, Claire, but they're going to know because we're going to tell them. Mm-hmm. Milwaukee is a travel and a tourism, not just a city. We are a destination. And you know us humble folk from Milwaukee may not see us as a destination, but we are. Can you just speak a little bit on how we have become, really in the last decade, maybe a little more, a real destination for corporations having their retreats or conventions or anyone coming to experience fun?
I sure can. Well, I think more visitors have certainly chosen Milwaukee due to our profile raising on the national level. Social media helps with that. Shows like Top Chef help with that. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City help with that. You know, some big conventions. But tourism in Milwaukee is a year-round thing that touches every neighborhood, and it has for a long time. We truly, we have some data sources that look at like all right, Baird Center convention attendees, where do they go when they're not in Baird Center? There is not a single neighborhood in the city that they do not go to. And I think as part of National Tourism, Travel and Tourism Week, it's good to remind people that tourism is also the birthday parties that your cousin flew in for. And it's your baby shower where, grandma and your girlfriends came in from a different city or state to have a great weekend, right? It's the family reunion where 20 of your relatives, booked a hotel block and you had a weekend of celebrating your family. That is tourism too. It's so much more than conventions and, vacations in a spring break sense, like how you'd think of it, right? And we're really lucky for that. And it's as fun as it is, because it's so fun, it's serious business. For all of the restaurants in Milwaukee County, about $34 of every $100 spent at a Milwaukee restaurant comes from a visitor. That, I don't know if does that seem like a lot to you?
No,
Did
it's
that
a
ever
lot.
surprise you?
I got the raw number right here, and it's overwhelming. I think once people hear how big the economic impact actually is, it might change perceptions about us being a travel and tourism city.
Yeah.
$4,321 million in total economic impact.
Yep.
That supports more than 28,000 Milwaukee families. Claire, when I think about the number of people that come here for the family reunion or the birthday party or to see a show at the Paps or the Riverside, sometimes people want to stay overnight. They want to get a longer experience here in Milwaukee. If we have this burgeoning travel and tourism industry, do we have enough hotels? And is that a possibility, like more economic impact of building more convention hotels where we can invite more people to come and enjoy all Milwaukee has to offer?
Well, for right now, we've got enough hotels for sure. And we've got a good array of different hotel amenities and experiences. We've got a little bit for that luxury market. We've got plenty of stuff if you're more of a budget conscious traveler. We've got a good mix of stuff in between. So right now we're good. One day, as we want to continue to grow as a tourism destination, because also these visitors offset the costs for us residents of just living and existing in the city. So we're always trying to grow that. Yes, we think we might need more to support that.
Throughout National Travel and Tourism Week, Visit Milwaukee will highlight the many ways visitors can experience the city and contribute to its continued growth. Meetings Matter, May 4th, spotlighting the economic impact of meetings and conventions, including the arrival of Meetings Today Live in Milwaukee, which is a gathering of regional meeting partners hosted by the trade publication and taking place May 3rd through 6th at the Hyatt Regency. Culinary tourism, May 5th, celebrating Milwaukee's growing reputation as a dining destination, building on recent national attention and the forthcoming America Great Lakes Michigan Guide. That's a big deal.
Michelin is the biggest deal. Michelin can change, that recognition can change lives. And for everyone at a restaurant, a server, a host, a sous chef, if you have on your resume that you worked at a starred Michelin restaurant, that means you can go anywhere in the world and work and your qualifications are, I can work at any starred Michelin restaurant. One thing we've heard a lot from people that we're trying to clear up, and that Michelin tries to clear up, is that they're going to come in and they're going to say, which is the best restaurant in Milwaukee or which are the best? Their recognition, and if we have a restaurant that receives a star, that's saying that restaurant is just as excellent as a starred restaurant in Singapore, in Paris, in Mexico City. And that, we should all feel so proud that that is a potential for our restaurant community.
That cannot be overstated how important having just a single Michelin star rated restaurant in Milwaukee is, let alone the number of restaurants that I think are going to be given that designation. Now, we're not going to know until next year. Is that correct?
Yep, early 27.
I know 3 that I guarantee that are going to be on the list of Michelin-rated restaurants, but I can't tell you. First of all, because 2 of them are competing. And I don't want, because if I mention it, then they're going to get mad at me. But I know 3 for sure. I know 3 that deserve it. And, Claire, I'm a man about town.
Yeah.
I like to go out and experience the many different things that Milwaukee has to offer.
Expert palate, too. Yes.
Thank you for noticing that.
Yes.
Most people don't give me credit for that. Because I want to explore everything that my city has to offer, because I prefer the staycation sometimes to the vacation. And we have got some fantastic eateries around this city. I'm actually trying to get a food influencer on the show because we have a lot of food influencers in the city, and what they can do for a particular restaurant is incredible. But no, we've got an excellent food scene here, and I think it's about time we get internationally recognized for it.
Yep. I fully agree. Yeah. We have coming up in the fall, speaking of food influencers, we have Black Travel Summit coming up in the fall in mid-October. And that's about 300 Black travel journalists, content creators, and like travel professionals, travel advisors, and a lot of food overlapping in that creator world. So I am super excited for that showcase of our city. We don't have to wait quite as long as Michelin, that we got to wait for that. But, we also got James Beard Awards coming up in June. We have, Omakase up for Best New Restaurant in the country.
I haven't been there yet.
I haven't either.
Got to go.
I went in just to talk with the owners one day, but I haven't eaten there yet, and I'm so excited. It's really hard to get a reservation, so you got to stalk their social media.
I'll get a reservation. Don't you worry about that.
I have full faith in that. But yeah, it's a super exciting year for our food scene, and we should all just go and experience them. And also, shout out to the restaurants that are dealing with construction right now. There's a ton of restaurants that have. I was just at Vientiane Noodle Shop on 35th and National. There's a big construction project that's State City right outside their door. They are hurting for biz. So if you see restaurants, maybe blocked by construction, they're probably open. Go get takeout, order that DoorDash, go dine in if you can, because some of those projects are going to last for a while, and we all got to be ordering some takeout to help them stay through it.
Claire, to reemphasize how important the Black Travel Summit is. So they'll be here in our fine city of Milwaukee this fall. Last year they were in Rio. They could have went anywhere in the world, and I just want people to know how significant that is. This is an international group of travelers and bloggers and vloggers that have a huge social media following. They were in Rio last year, and now they're going to come to Milwaukee. It's almost like we got to put on our best dress and our best hair and makeup to really show the best of what the city of Milwaukee has to offer, and I'm looking forward to hosting them and showing them parts of the city that we may not get the credit we deserve, and with their combined social media platforms, I think it can do a lot to bring even more folks to the city of Milwaukee.
I think so, too. And I got to say, next week, Wednesday morning, doors open at 9:30. At 10 a.m., the BTS meeting planners are actually in town doing a site visit to plan the rest of their convention. We're going to do a panel discussion. We're inviting our partner businesses to come. If you want to get in touch with those planners, this is the perfect opportunity. But they're going to just answer some questions about where are they at in the planning process? How do you get involved? What are some of the best conference experiences they've ever had, so that we as Milwaukee truly get a good insight and a leg up in just throwing the best conference they've ever had.
We're still the city of festivals. On May 6th, there was the showcase of events and cultural moments that define Milwaukee's energy year-round, while launching our annual summer-long Midwest-wide campaign that celebrates Milwaukee as a city of festivals, sports tourism, a major announcement bringing a high-profile philanthropic sports moment to the city this summer. Can you tell me what that is, or is that still a secret?
It's still a secret, but it won't be a secret by the end of today.
That's not fair.
I know. It's truly out of my hands.
We have a lot of professional sports teams here for a city that's kind of small. We're not a big city. We got the Brewers and the Bucks. And
TV
Admirals.
market-wise, we're the smallest, right? But we have incredible teams. What is it? The Brewers, their attendance, it's like 10th in the league or something. I mean, we have an awesome. What did 500 people show up yesterday for the new Bucks coach, the welcome event that they did? We love our sports teams, and people got to hear that. And we have such a good experience, a good fan experience, and that's why so many fan bases of other teams come here, and Cubs fans love us so much.
They're disrespectful. We're nice to them, Claire.
We take their money, we shake their hands, we wave them farewell when it's time to go.
They're the ones going to jail, not us. Milwaukee people are very peaceful. Is Giannis staying? Do you have any inside information? Is he gonna stay here and hang out, or is he gonna go to somewhere where we're gonna be mad at him?
I heard it's for all eternity. Yeah, it's forever and ever Milwaukee.
I think he's staying.
Forever and ever. I'm just kidding. I have no insight into that. I have to say that.
I think he's gonna stay.
I think that'd be amazing. We love loyalty.
Why would you leave this place? Why would you leave a city where you have a 3rd Street Market Hall? Look at all the stuff that's here.
Look, I was saying as I was walking in here, I am so hungry, and I was really hoping we would not talk about food. All I can think about right now is the Tomka soup from Vientiane. It was a religious experience when I ate it last week, and I know, and I am a connoisseur of that soup. It was the best I've ever had. I would eat it every day.
It's on 35th and National.
Mm-hmm. Right about there.
Go get some soup.
Parking lot in the back. Drive around the construction.
You heard, Claire. Don't let the construction scare you. Go get soup for your family.
Mm-hmm. Get a little mango sticky rice to go. Yeah.
Some of you are in the doghouse right now with your spouse or your partner. You know what? Get the soup and just present it to them, and you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, Claire, thank you. Look forward to hearing about all the stuff that you can't tell me about, things that are embargoed. The sports tourism announcement that's coming?
That's coming. One thing I can tell you about is tomorrow we're doing the scavenger hunt with our guys that run our digital Map King. They got this New York artist, Adam Heimbach, involved. He's making these cheese sculptures. And because, hey, we're Milwaukee, we don't take ourselves too seriously. He's making these cheese sculptures, and he is hiding them around town. And if you use our digital map, there's cash in these cheese sculptures. And the whole goal is to explore the city. And as you're kind of hunting for these sculptures, you can smash them to open them and see if there's cash inside, or maybe not if you want to keep a sculpture. So we're kicking it off tomorrow out front of the New Fashioned at 11 a.m. with a cheese swap. So we have some.
I got to get this straight. So there's cheese sculptures around the city, and there's cash in the cheese sculptures. And if you want to smash the cheese sculpture, you can smash it. What if you want to eat the cheese sculpture?
I don't think any dentist would endorse that. But the whole point is just go explore the city. Bring the friends who are visiting you. Bring some newcomers. Have them explore the city. The whole point is just get out and explore the city. Maybe hit a neighborhood you've never been to before. And it's a Friday around lunchtime. It's about to be summer. Everyone's getting a little feral. We're going to kick it all off with a cheese swap. So you bring in a block of cheese, you make a new friend, you swap a block of cheese. We'll have the New Fashion is rolling out. They have snacks, games. We made these sick T-shirts that my team is not happy about having to wear, but I think they're good. And it's going to be super fun. And then go on your merry way with the scavenger hunt.
Claire Koenig. I think I said the wrong last name earlier.
That's fine. Either's fine. Married name, divorced name, it's fine.
So I don't know if I'm going to bring friends with me to the cheese scavenger hunt. Here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Comfy pants and a box of Ritz. Because I don't need friends, you know what I mean, for a cheese scavenger hunt, because they'll just get in my way and slow me down. Claire, thank you so much for sharing with us things. If you want more information, please go to visitmilwaukee.org. That is visitmilwaukee.org. Claire, you're great, and good luck on the cheese scavenger hunt. And if you see me wearing my comfy pants with a box of Ritz, just mind your business.
They're happy to. There's 3,100 people already signed up for this scavenger hunt, so you might have to run with your box.
3,100.
Yeah.
And one. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, exclusively on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 12th.
Curio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they play the San Diego Padres.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in May 12th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family and help out in your community. You've been there for so many others. But when life challenges you, when rising costs, unexpected repairs, medical bills, or simply a rough stretch make it hard to keep up on a limited or low income, you're not alone. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are here for you, working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. If you're struggling with high utility bills, facing a disconnect notice, or dealing with a furnace emergency and your limited or low income isn't enough, support is available. Visit www.heat.help or call 1-800-506-5596 to apply for a hand up.
Join March for Babies to improve the health of families. The U.S. is among the most dangerous nations for childbirth. With your help, we can tackle America's maternal and infant health crisis. Join us in Milwaukee on May 16th at 9 a.m. at Greenfield Park in West Dallas for this powerful community event. Connect with families, friends, and coworkers while raising critical funds. Every step counts. Sign up today at marchforbabies.org.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
G. Ash, I did not flirt about being in my boxers. I didn't say nothing about being in underwear. I said comfy clothes. The cheese scavenger hunt going on in the city. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, I love cheese very much a lot. I like cheese many different ways. When you think about it, so we're really famous for the cheese curds because you can get cheese curds at a bunch of different places. Before cheese curds, I guess, were really popular. Well, there's the kind of cheese curds you can buy from the gas station that are like, it's like cold cheese. They call it squeaky cheese. You buy it in the gas station. It's always been available. But when I think of cheese curds, I think of the fried cheese curds, and that has been associated or synonymous with Wisconsin pretty significantly over the last, let's say, 20 years. But before everybody was all crazy about cheese curds, mozzarella sticks is basically fried cheese. That's a superior cheese curd. If you're going to fry cheese, fry a long stick of it. Basically, string cheese that they batter and fry. And you dip it in marinara. Come on now. Now, I'm also not crazy about Wisconsin being known for beer and for cheese because we're not even... They probably brew more beer in Oregon than we brew here. Like, we used to be home of Miller. Miller's been bought and sold and sold and bought. Last time I checked, it was owned by a South African brewing company, and then it was owned by Coors. So we're not a brewery city anymore. And also, beer is not very good. Oh, you know it's not very good. Cut it out. Beer is not. This beer is delicious. Oh, I'm thirsty. I think I need a beer. Beer is something that you have to get to the third or fourth one so you don't taste the beer anymore. I know I'm speaking for many, many people. Also, most wine, also, not good. You know how much money you have to spend on wine for it to be good? Most wines, and like the majority of wines, like 90% of wines or something, are like less than $10 a bottle. Tastes like hot vinegar. Wine is not good unless you get real fancy wines. But I don't have as complex a wine palate as some of you. Some of you are connoisseurs. I went to Eddie Martini's last Friday, my first time there. Whoo, that place, they punch above their weight. And the person I was with was getting some wine. I was like, screw it. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. And they ordered a wine. I didn't know what the hell to get, so I picked, because I was going to get the duck. If you go to Eddie Martini's, get the duck. It's called the double duck. It's very delicious. So when you're having poultry or some kind of a white meat, you get white wine. If you have red meat, you should get red wine. They pair a little bit better. There may be some variation in that. I got a Riesling. Stupid. It was disgusting. And I had to drink it because it was like $17 a glass. It was not good. And then I drank it because I wanted to drink it quickly to get it over with. And then the server lady said, "Oh, sir, would you like another?" Before she could even get the word out, I was like, "No!" I'm not crazy about drinking alcohol with a high-quality meal because while they may pair well, alcohol dulls your senses, and I want my taste buds to be horny when I eat a very expensive and succulent, rare kind of meal. I want my taste buds to be doing the Macarena in my mouth. And I don't want to dull them, and I don't want to get my taste buds drunk. I want to taste all of the foods, you see. But to each their own. I don't know. I've never been good with pairing alcohol with food because what usually happens is the alcohol comes first. Then you got to eat to sober up because you got to go over to a lady's house and perform. No, I mean perform like sing karaoke. Not that kind of performing. You guys are ridiculous. Bunch of perverts. What's wrong with y'all? Curly says, mercy. Sauvignon Blanc. Nor California is great. Also love a good Pinot Grigio or Gris. Argentina Malbec for red. Well, la-ti-da. Shay Foo version 2. Or, hi, can I have your finest lemonade, please? Light ice? I like a good lemonade because it's tart and a little bit sweet. Kind of like me. Cleanses the palate. Not like me. What is this here? What? Oh, here we go. All royal houses of Europe were Moors. They love to lie about history of blackness. JD, I appreciate you spreading awareness, but I think I'm at a point where I don't want to spend another waking moment of my life trying to convince Europeans and white folks all of the worthwhile stuff that they learned from someone who was not European. All of it. You know, like science, math. Europe went through dark ages. They didn't know how to count. They didn't know how to do anything. Then they went to Egypt or somewhere over there where there's a bunch of smart black people. You ever met a Sicilian? Notice how dark they are. Some Sicilians even have kind of kinky hair. Look where Sicily is compared to Northern Africa. I'm just saying, just take a look. It's very close. Just saying, it's in the region. So what happened was, a lot of very curvaceous and thick Sicilian women, They got bored with Sicilian men. They got bored. So a bunch of those very beautiful and curvaceous Sicilian women. We're going to get on a boat. We want to leave Sicily. We're very bored here. We want to go somewhere else. That's what they said. Don't argue with me. Argue with your mother. And so these very curvaceous, like 5'2", 140, 24. No, 36, 24, 36. 5'2", 137. Got in a boat. We're going to leave you, Giuseppe. We're going to get onto this boat, and we don't know when we're going to come back. And, of course, they had to take some supplies. They took some pasta. They took some pasta sauce, some olive oil, and they got in the boat. They didn't know where they were going. These Sicilian women just knew that they wanted something different. They were getting bored. And they got in the boat with their pasta, the olive oil, a fine assortment of red wines and cheeses. And they got in the boat and they just sailed. And then they look in the distance as they were sailing south. Oh, I think I see a land. We've been on the boat from Sicily for so long. We see a land in the distance. Maybe we should get off of the boat and walk around. Sure, it was a bunch of African men wearing loincloths saying, well, well, well. Look what showed up on their shores. They didn't even know that the Sicilian women were coming. And the Sicilian women were like, oh, my goodness. Look at how tall they are. And they got off the boat, and the Sicilian women said, we have a pasta, and we have a marinara sauce, and we have a fine assortment of wines. And then after a while, the Sicilian women were like, we probably should get back to Sicily. Our husbands very much are missing us. And they sailed back to Sicily. Pregnant. Don't argue with me. It's anthropology. What do you want from me? I'm just telling the story. Why do you get mad at the messenger? The Sicilian women, they got in a boat and they went to Africa for just a little while. Just long enough. And then they went back to... The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Don't miss one of Milwaukee's favorite summer traditions, the U-Path Ride for Arts, presented by Miller Lite, returns Sunday, May 31st. Ride a fully closed 20-mile course across the Hone Bridge with incredible lakefront views. Kids 12 and under ride free thanks to the Brewers Community Foundation. All in support of Southeastern Wisconsin Performing Arts. 7 a.m. start, finish at U-Path Fest on Summerfest grounds. Register today at upathride.org. That's UPAFRIDE.org. At Milwaukee College Prep, we don't leave success to chance. We're designed for it. With strong support, high expectations, and a team committed to excellence, our educators turn belief into outcomes every day. If you believe every child deserves an excellent education, join Milwaukee College Prep. Apply today. Visit mkeprep.com/jobs.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hiya, Bobby. Hi, Ken. You want to go for a ride? Sure, Ken. Jump in.
I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. Life in plastic, it's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me every.
Why would I play this?
Imagination, life is your creation.
Lot of on your mind.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
That's enough of that. I was like, oh, this will be funny to play. Nah, not really. For the first time in U.S. history, women over the age of 40 have surpassed teenagers in birth rates. A demographic milestone officially reached around the year 2022 or 2023. While teen birth rates have dropped 70% since 1990, births to women aged 40 to 45 and 45 plus have soared by 127 to 450%. Driven by career-focused women, financial stability, and fertility advancements. In 2023, births to women over 40 accounted for roughly 4.1% of all U.S. births, exceeding the 4% share from teenagers. Declining teen rates. Teen pregnancy has seen a massive decline due to improved access to contraception and sex education. Let me just give you one shining example of why this is a really good thing. So first of all, advancements in fertility is excellent, because when someone is more financially stable and more mature, that's a great time. A better time than when you're 19 or 18 or even 17 years old. Think about some of the youth that we're very concerned about in this city. They're not performing well in school. A small segment of them are involved in sinister activities and doing takeovers. Imagine if 70% of those girls that are out there and those doing the takeovers and doing all the fighting were also pregnant. Just think of the world their children would be born into. We want to prevent that as best we can, because children, they need a fighting chance. And if their mother is fighting while she's 7 months pregnant, which I've seen before, why is it when a pregnant woman wants to fight, the shirt she's wearing is always a little too short and the bottom of her pregnant belly is always sticking out? Why is it that it's... I don't get it. Let's just wear a little bit of a longer shirt. Or you know what I think it is? And I'm not being mean. I'm not. But she's still wearing her non-pregnancy clothes when she's pregnant. You got to wear maternity clothes. Our maternity clothes so cute because they haven't changed in style since the 80s. Like a pregnancy dress is like a big black long dress with like a big pilgrim bow on it. You got to look extra pregnant. You have to let the world know. And sometimes women will wear maternity clothes even before they're showing. Like, oh, let me wear this gigantic pilgrim bow to let folks know that I'm 10 weeks pregnant. Let's talk to Carolyn hung up. All the women are calling and hanging up. You're right. It's like the fifth lady. Is it something I said, ladies? Like, what do you...
It's always when you bring up that topic.
Rising older maternity. The birth rate for women aged 40 to 44 has risen significantly, with fertility rates for this group increasing 127% to 450%, depending upon the age, from 1990 to 2003. Contributing factors. Experts cite delayed marriage, career prioritization, and advancements in IVF, I believe that's in vitro fertilization, and freezing eggs for the rise in older motherhood. This shift highlights a major change in American family planning, where having a child in one's 40s has become more common, while teenage motherhood has become increasingly rare. What about like in the middle? You know, teens too young, obviously, but what about a lady who's like, 26, maybe 31, 32 having a baby? I posted something on Facebook probably a couple of years ago, and I shouldn't have said it because it made a lot of people really angry. Because I was noticing this. A lot of they're not girls, they're women. The women I went to high school with, hell, they're damn near retirement age now. The women I went to high school with are old like me. But I noticed a lot of them were pregnant, like a bunch of them. I'm like, excuse me, ma'am, aren't you class of 95? Why are you posting pregnancy pictures and ultrasound photos on your Instagram? And so I said something. It was impulsive, but it made sense. Because at the time, I thought I was going through a midlife crisis, and I did a normal midlife crisis thing. Bought a sports car. I bought a little red 2-seat Roadster, a little convertible, because it just felt like the right thing to do. Bought a little sports car, because that was my midlife crisis car. At the same time I'm experiencing my midlife crisis, a lot of the women that I went to school with were having babies or having additional babies. Like they had grown kids, and then they went and had babies. And I said, oh, ladies that are in their 40s or very late 30s that I went to school with that all find themselves pregnant right about now. For me, I bought a car during my midlife crisis. For you all, you decided you wanted to have a baby for your midlife crisis. I got torched so bad I had to take the post down. How dare you, Sherwin? My baby is a blessing. Sherwin, we've been trying for so long. I didn't know any of that. I just figured you wanted to have a baby before the window closes, because you can't have a baby forever. Men can. Larry King, was that him? He's one. Mick Jagger. Robert De Niro, if memory serves me correctly, I think it was Mick Jagger. Somebody had a baby at 80. That's insane.
Al Pacino. Having
babies that's just wild to me. You're not going to see a lot of that child's adult life. Isn't that almost unfair to the child to have a parent that's... It's like the baby's being born at the same time the father could be admitted into the hospital for geriatric complications. They're in the hospital together. That's not... Let me not yuck somebody's yum. If somebody wants to have an additional baby at 80, especially if you can afford them, have the babies. Spread your legacy. Spread your seed. I think they say that in one of those religious books. You got to spread your seed everywhere and have a bunch of babies. Like Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon's got 11 babies. Here's what I'll say about Nick Cannon. First of all, none of my business how many kids he wants to have. I don't particularly agree with some of his, I'm going to say, not very well-researched political and social positions. But guess what, y'all? That's perfectly okay. We don't need to have these parasocial relationships with people that we find entertaining. Like, we don't have to have the same politics as people that whose music we like and whose acting we like. Like, for some reason, like, everybody needs to have this weird political alignment and political agreement. I don't see the world that way, because I grew up in a time where you really didn't care. There was a time where you didn't even talk about politics because it didn't matter. It mattered, when it was time to vote, but we didn't get consumed and get angry and want to kill each other because someone has a different political perspective than you. You just agreed to disagree, or it really didn't matter. I know it's hard to interpret that now, because now it means everything. Like, if somebody has a Trump sign in the window of their restaurant, some people simply wouldn't go in. Hell, I wouldn't go in. I wouldn't go in, not just because you're a Trumper, but because you want me to know that you are. Because if I didn't know, if I didn't see the sign, I wouldn't care. If the service is good and the price is right, that's what I want out of a business. But there was a time where it didn't matter. Now it guides people's decisions, but I don't need to have political alignment or agreement with the people that entertain me because I'm viewing their content or going to their shows or buying their tickets because they are entertaining. And somebody like Nick Cannon, I think he's a Trumper. He says like, "Oh, the Democrats are the party of slavery." I'm just like, "Oh yeah, dude, just tell a joke or something, or make a bad rap song that we're all going to forget in 6 months. Do that because that's what you're good at. Don't venture off." There's a lot of these parasocial relationships. When Megan Thee Stallion got cheated on by that fella, and a lot of women were very vocal, like, "Oh my God, how could he cheat?" Easy. Very easy. Surprisingly easy. Shockingly easy. It's accidentally easy. And maybe some women thought like, "Oh, Megan Thee Stallion, she's so cute and she's so entertaining and she's so talented. Oh my God, if she gets cheated on, then I have no hope of finding a faithful man." You would be correct. No, if you look at it that way, if a woman who you think has it all together and she doesn't, it's just a persona to get you to buy her tickets and her merchandise. But that's not healthy to think like, "Oh, if Megan Thee Stallion can't find a faithful guy," she's probably a lot to deal with. Any woman who creates a song about her WAP, no thank you, not marriage material. But no, it's not healthy, and I come from an era where such parasocial relationships didn't exist because we knew that we were very different than our celebrities. Maybe if you found out that Michael Jackson drank Pepsi, then you might want to drink Pepsi. But other than that, we didn't live our lives based on the sentiments of Michael Jackson because he was a very popular person at the time. In fact, at the time in which he reigned supreme on the pop charts, there was nobody more popular. I don't think anybody, like Lady Diana maybe. The Pope was probably really popular. Now we don't really care about the Pope anymore. But we didn't. If that was the case, then we all would have owned chimpanzees named Bubbles and would have had pet giraffes and llamas and would have had our own amusement park to attract a lot of children. Right? So we don't always have to emulate our celebrities. And it's okay if they have different viewpoints than us because their world views are so foreign from what we know and what we're used to. I'm going to take a break, come back, grab a telephone call on the other side, and I think you know who that call is from. He's been losing his voice lately. So, Al, I hope your voice is solid and steady when we take your call on the other side. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's the 32nd annual Home Blow birthday party for the kids on Saturday, June 27th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. for kids ages 2 to 13 years old at the Fitzsimmons Boys and Girls Club in Metcalf School. Admission is absolutely free. Shout out to our presenting sponsor, Beta Philanthropies, Inc., and platinum sponsors, the Office of Early Childhood Initiative, Mighty Small Moments, the Brewers Community Foundation, Spectrum, and Westcare. If you'd like to be a sponsor for this year's party, email the Homer Blow Foundation at gmail.com or call 414-248-4954.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family and help out in your community. You've been there for so many others. But when life challenges you, when rising costs, unexpected repairs, medical bills, or simply a rough stretch make it hard to keep up on a limited or low income, you're not alone. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are here for you, working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. If you're struggling with high utility bills, facing a disconnect notice, or dealing with a furnace emergency and your limited or low income isn't enough, support is available. Visit www.heat.help or call 1-800-506-5596 to apply for a hand up.
Sweet Talk's medical spa in Menominee Falls. Skip the sterile clinical office feel. Sweet Talk stays on the cutting edge of beauty and wellness innovations in a vibrant, playful space promoting self-love and confidence. Sweet Talk specializes in a range of treatments including injectables, medical-grade skincare, weight loss, hormone therapies, and more. Not sure where to start? Sweet Talks offers comprehensive wellness consultations to create a customized plan centered around you. Because at Sweet Talks, your goals are their goals. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
Join Cousins Club Rewards today. Grab your first sub and your next one could be free. After your first qualifying purchase, you'll earn a free sub and start collecting points for free food, exclusive deals, and even Cousins gear. Sign up today. It's fast and easier than ever on the Cousins Subs app. Earn points online, on the app, or in store. However you enjoy Cousins Subs, your rewards are right at your fingertips. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flySSHF.org and ask for an application.
More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
No. I don't even know what this is. Oh, this is Al music.
You're so sexy, sexy, sexy.
Al, you're on 1017 The Truth. How are you?
I'm doing good. What I was going to say, sometimes when a woman keeps trying to get pregnant and it's not going, it could be the circuit breakers downstairs is no good. He might have some bad circuit breakers. You know, like in the house with bad electrical, you hit a switch and everything goes off in the house. There might be something going on downstairs in them nuts. And the other thing is, within that bloodline, that body might be rejecting something. So that could be a blessing in disguise, because the body is like, no, there's something up within that bloodline I don't like. But if she go around to the dude around the corner, he probably could bust it wide open and germinate the soil on one pump and one deposit. You know what I mean? And you got to realize when somebody's cheating on you, so what? It's just a piece of ass. You can replace that.
Al, that's not a nice thing to say. What if one person thought they were in a loving, committed relationship? That hurts their feelings to know that their partner has stepped out.
Hello?
I'm here.
Hello?
Uh-oh. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, well, if they're in a relationship, well, you got two choices. Deal with it or let it go. Sometimes just let it go. Because sometimes y'all be seeing warning signs and y'all be going on hope. Nobody got time for hope. If it ain't it, I can go find somebody who will go by my terms and conditions. And you still can have your cake and eat it too. Just like them women who went over there to Africa. When they got home, they probably got their ass beat. Because you know them Africans have longevity. And, you know, some of them can get as big as 14, 15 inches. So when they got home, they got all that space and all that girth. You know what I mean? So sometimes you just got to deal with what you're dealing with. If they cheat on you, so what? Now you give me the room to go really get what I want. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing come good from bottom feeders. It's like you going grocery shopping and using coupons. Why would I get upset? You just open the door for me to get what I want. Because you know when you settle, you always get F'd in the ass and F'd in the mouth in the end. You know what I mean?
No, but go ahead. I don't settle. So I never settle.
But but what I'm saying is that's why we got so many jaded and bitter people. because they didn't pay attention to the warning signs. If you cheat on me, so what? I'm going to go for your grandmama.
Oh.
I'm going to go for the granddaddy, the person who got the real money. You know what I mean? I might go after your sister as long as she's over 18. And I know her husband is cheating on her. Let me come in and tear everything up even more because all my circuit breakers is good, and I don't flip the switches. You feel what I'm saying? So you just got to pay attention. We're in a new world. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you cheat on me, trust me, by the end of the day, I'm going to be happy because you done blessed me royally. You know what I mean? So don't trip on that. If they cheat on you, thank you. I remove myself gracefully. Thank you for applying. But at the moment, we chose somebody else who have a better job description. Don't let this impact your endeavors on life. Thank you very much. And keep it moving.
All right, Al. We appreciate your advice.
Yeah. Have a good day.
Okay.
And that's all you got to do. Keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Bye.
Don't settle, everybody. Just keep it moving. Don't you ever settle. I got a question for everybody out there listening. If a woman likes and hearts your stories, every story, does she want to do something? I'm just curious because I don't want to shoot a shot and not have the shot hit. I don't want to waste my shots. But I'll post a picture. She hearts my pictures. Or if I post a story, sometimes she views all my stories. Sometimes I post a picture just to see how long it will take for her to view my story. That means, oh, please, Xavier, by all means, you are welcome to chime in.
Well, that's a 50-50 shot. The only reason why you're popping up in her algorithm a lot is because she is liking. So, you know, the more you interact with the profile, the more it'll, you know, when they post a story, that'll be the first thing in your feed. So it's a 50-50 shot. I'd probably say, probably not. But, you know, you never know.
Yeah. I can't take her anywhere, though, because she's real ghetto. She's all tatted. But look, it's something about her. Fellas, you know how it is, how sometimes you just want a ghetto son of a gun every now and again, just a thug. She's so ghetto. But she just is well put together. I can't even describe what I'm saying to you because it'll be vulgar, but
why not?
I think about the places that I go. I can't take her anywhere. First of all, she wouldn't know how to act. That I already know. I can just tell by the life she lives. But she is like insanely beautiful, like next level. Like, my goodness. I just want to get to know her a little bit. And she's liking all my stuff. Everything. I could post some right now. I took a selfie in the studio yesterday, and I posted it during the show. She had looked at it and liked it within 15 minutes of me posting it. And she probably is listening to the show, but I don't know if she knows that I'm talking about her, but she be liking all my stories. But there's a way when somebody posts a story on Facebook, Instagram, you're caught. If you look at their story, it'll log it so the person who posted the story can see that you looked at it. Facebook gives you a little, like a preview. If you don't click on the story, right, you go to their profile and their story will just play. But if you don't click on anything, it doesn't show that you saw it. So because I'll be looking at her stuff too, but I don't want her to know that I'm looking because then there's no mystery, it's no secret because I don't want her to think like, oh, I'm looking at Sherwin stories and then I get caught looking at hers. The mystery is going to get lost. I want her to think that I'm ignoring her, but baby girl, if you're listening, no, I ain't ignoring. Yeah, I seen you went out last night. I seen it. I almost started to pull up on you, but I had a long day because, you know, I went to Madison yesterday. I seen where she was at because she posted. Maybe she's trying to tell me to slide through. She's trying to tell me to pull up. Yeah, that's all right.
I think you're getting confused by the algorithm.
No, she gonna get caught one of these days. She gonna get caught. Thanks for listening. I have to go now.
He's the voice for the people and the community.